very good afternoon to each one of you. As the ones who are arriving to the auditorium take their seats, I'd like to start this wonderful afternoon with a beautiful quote from Joseph Joubert, who said, "It is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it." The very context is that all of us have our individual opinions on various topics, and if we wouldn't be having difference in opinions, then there wouldn't be a democracy. We are the world's largest democracy for a reason, which is the fact that all of us have our opinions and have the right to voice it out. A very warm welcome to the grand finale of the Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition 2023-2024, which is a statewide debating contest for eloquent students across this region of Delhi NCR, with the very intention of stirring the heart and soul of our democracy. This is the second season of this elite debating contest here, which is already the country's largest debating contest organized by Federal Bank. And this one here, in association with the Times of India and the Navbharat Times, is a beautiful journey that has begun for us in the month of December 2023. And today we are here at the grand finale, having covered 16 districts of Delhi and 5 districts of NCR. The best of them all across these districts and zones, we have with us the top 8 here, who this wonderful afternoon will debate it out very healthily and sportively for one person to emerge as the final winner. So if all of you are ready, like I said, this is not going to be a very boring afternoon. It is going to be an afternoon that is loaded with words, actions and gestures, and also addresses from eminent personalities across the country in various spheres of life. So if all of you can applaud, make some noise for this wonderful afternoon. Thank you so very much. Symbolically, a beginning that is very, very important, and a tradition that we firmly believe in is that light is the guiding force of life, and that force is what we would like to reckon with, for which we have the lighting of the lamp, and to witness it, all of us are ready, of course. The Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition will now be symbolically inaugurated by our guests, who will join us on stage. A round of applause as they join us. Our guest of honor, Dr. Harpreet Kaur, Principal, Mata Sundari College of Women; Mr. Kapil Bhatia, Executive Vice President, Federal Bank; Mr. Sashidharan CM, Vice President and Zonal Head, Delhi Federal Bank; Mr. Sudhir Mishra, Resident Editor, Delhi Edition, Navbharat Times; and Mr. Ajay Iyer, Senior Vice President, Times of India Group.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostute.
Let there be a constant quench for light, for wisdom, for truth to prevail, and for humanity to survive.
Swachhami me sada raverastam samarabhya yavat suryodayo bhavet. Raverastam samarabhya yavat suryodayo bhavet. Yasya tishtet gruhe deepa tasya nasti daridrata. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostute. Deepajyotir namostute. Shubham kurutvam शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम्.
And as we have a photograph that'll take us through the memory lane in the years to come of the wonderful inaugural that we've just witnessed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, gentlemen. Requesting you to take your seats amongst the audience. I've told you what this event is all about. It's the grand finale of the Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition 2023-2024, which means we will have our 8 contestants taking stage and arguing on topics that will be presented to them. But before which, we would like to take you through a visual story of how the entire process of the Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition happens, right from the inaugural of the very first round till we get here, which is with promotions, with active student participations, anxious moments, and much more. It'll be all played on the big screen, please. Like you all know, we are here for yet another edition, and we already have students from this very own college who are going to be an active audience to ensure that we have a thriller of an afternoon. We'll also have a few quizzes coming your way where you can answer them right and carry home a few gifts too. But before the first round happens, with due respects, that Federal Bank has this as one of their favorite projects to enthusiastically motivate students across the country. This happens in a few other states as well. And to take us through how this is a proud child for Federal Bank, may I have the pleasure of inviting on stage Mr. Sashidharan CM, Vice President and Zonal Head, Delhi Federal Bank, for the official address. Welcome you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries, judges, the final 8 contestants, the students of Mada Sundari College, our proud audience, and my colleagues and the partners, Times of India team and Navbharat Times team and others, media personnel, all present here. It's really a proud moment for all of us. The journey started from the Ramjas College on, I believe, on 30th January. We have done the inaugural function of Speak for India final, the edition, this year edition from Mada Sundari College, and from there we are here now doing the finals, and 8 contestants are there. And the kind of process was not so easy. We had around 15,000 plus registrations for this Speak for India, covering almost 450 plus colleges and 21 districts, 19 from Delhi and others from NCR, and around 3,000 plus students participated on the stage, debating on different subjects, and finally we are here to celebrate or to witness the grand finale of Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition 2023-24. So I'm not taking much time because we are all waiting to watch, to witness what our 8 contestants are going to do now, and it's going to be a tough competition because they have tested their skills in all these days and they have gone through a lot of tough situation and they are here successful now. And it is not winning or losing that matters. It's like you be there as the contestant, as the finalist, and that's what is more important. And talking about Speak for India, Federal Bank always is engaged in this kind of novel initiatives in reaching out to the public in different ways. And this is one among that unique initiatives our bank has undertaken years back, and now it has been successfully running in many states. And we have done the finalists in Bangalore, Kerala, in Maharashtra and all recently. So I mean, this may be maybe the last or most of that nature. So all of you are welcome to this grand finale of Speak for India in the NCR Edition, Delhi NCR Edition. Just enjoy and just encourage the contestants. And my best wishes on behalf of my team, for Federal Bank and all the partners. I wish success to all the candidates who are present here. So let us welcome them all to this debating final competition with a grand applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Like they say, the applause begins from within, and he's done that, and all of us join along. This property, of course, is very dear to Federal Bank and equally dear to the Times of India and Navbharat Times. To let us all know how pleasing a venture this has been and to watch it all grow, may I have the pleasure of requesting Mr. Ajay Iyer, Senior Vice President in the Times of India Group, to join us on stage and speak a few words, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Ajay Iyer. On behalf of Times of India, let me warmly welcome all of you to the 21st grand finale of Speak for India. I think it's a brilliant initiative by Federal Bank. And how do I say this? Speak for India, from a Times of India perspective, see, we lead lots and lots of these cultural conversations across the country. I'm sure some of you would have heard of Out and Proud. You would have heard of Lost Votes. You would have heard of Sindoor Khela, Times Lit Fest. So many of these cultural conversations that happen across the country, and we lead movements on this, right? Lead India, Teach India. Speak for India is a step in that direction, and I think it's such a fabulous and brilliant initiative, and that is so topical and relevant today that I must congratulate Federal Bank, my colleagues Anand, who started this, Kapil, Shashidharan, for allowing us and giving us this opportunity to partner with Federal Bank on a lovely platform like this. From a country perspective, I think all of us do realize that we are in a very polarized, transient kind of a world, and despite the abundance and access of information, if you see the discussions that blare at us through the TV screens, I think they lack content, they lack the skill, and definitely the researching ability on that particular subject. I think Speak for India aims at just that. The whole concept and the platform is all about getting that skill back, and more importantly, the empathy with which you react and counter to one and all around you. So my very best to all the contestants. I think they've gone through a very rigorous process. May the best person win, and please do enjoy the day. I think it's a lovely, lovely platform once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, sir. A platform that it is for students to voice their opinions out, to groom themselves and get better, and who knows, a few of them may actually emerge as leaders of the country in the years to come. We did play a glimpse of the journey video, but we now have the full journey video coming on the big screen, please. And we have with us the final 8, amongst which 6 of them will end their journey after the first 2 rounds, and we will have the grand super finale with the last 2 contestants who will survive. I'll take you through the rules and regulations of the grand finale of the Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition in a bit, before which I would like to introduce the jury panel for the day who are here with us. Experts in their respective industries, achievers, and not just that, but role models for all of us to look up to, and communicators. I would like to introduce our jury panel one by one. We have 3 of them here today, ladies and gentlemen. Our first judge for the day, Mr. Chandra Bhushan, is a leading figure in India's public policy landscape and the founder CEO of the International Forum for Environment, Sustainability and Technology. With over 2.5 decades of dedicated engagement in environmental advocacy and research, he has spearheaded numerous public policy campaigns, authored over 20 books, over 60 reports and numerous articles. His expertise spans diverse environmental issues from climate change, which is of course the talk of the day, to environmental governance. His global contributions include advising esteemed institutions and serving as an expert member for the basic group of countries on climate change. Notably, he was awarded the Ozone Award as well by the UN Environment for his role, and also being a respected columnist for prominent India media outlets. He continues to drive conversations on pressing environmental challenges. A round of applause as he joins us on stage, please. Welcome you, sir. So if I can please request you to join us on stage. Our second judge for the day, Mr. Ayush Mohan, is a globally celebrated Sarod maestro, recognized by the Times of India as well for his exceptional talent and craftsmanship. His performances resonate with the timeless traditions of the Maihar Gharana while embracing contemporary versatility. As the first Indian to grace the Grammy Museum stage, his music transcends borders. His dedication to preserve cultural heritage and inspire the next generation, coupled with numerous awards and accolades over the globe, underscores his profound impact on classical music. Notably, his passionate advocacy for this art form has led him to share his insights as a TEDx speaker too, further enriching the discourse surrounding classical music. A round of applause as we welcome him on stage. Please, sir. Our third jury for the day, Mrs. Nasira Sharma, who is a distinguished writer known for her impactful contributions to Hindi literature. 12 novels, 9 short story collections, and numerous articles, translations to her credit, she explores the theme of human emancipation with profound depth. Her extensive travel across the West and Central Asia, particularly Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran, have enriched her insights, making her an expert on the region. Amongst her recent works are also novels Dusri Jannat and Shabd Pakeru, as well as another novel which is a comprehensive collection of Urdu, Persian and Arabic translations of modern literature. Her literary excellence has garnered several prestigious awards, which includes the Hindi Sahitya Academy Award in 2016 for her book Parijat. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming on stage Mrs. Nasira Sharma. Every word that the contestants speak, every gesture that they make is going to be closely evaluated by the 3 of them, and cumulatively the best one wins, of course. But for that to happen, the finale is going to be split into 2 major rounds, the first one having 2 sub-rounds, that is Group A and Group B. So the 8 contestants will battle it out in two groups, Group A and Group B taking stage. Each of the groups are given a separate topic to debate on. So 4 each in a group, where 2 of them will speak for the topic, 2 of them speaking against the topic. The contestants are allowed to debate in the language of their choice, be it English or be it Hindi. Each contestant to start with gets 3 minutes of time to substantiate why they are for or against, followed by an open buzzer round of 6 minutes where each of the contestants can argue with each other over points that have been already made. Followed by the 6th minute of the open buzzer round is going to be the summation time of 1 minute each per contestant. So it's a per contestant 3-minute argument first, followed by a 6-minute open buzzer and a 1-minute summation time per contestant. The same rule apply for Group B, after which the best 2 out of the 8, irrespective of the group that they belong to, will be cumulatively calculated by the jury panel and by Mr. Q, and we will know who goes into the grand finale, where we would just have 2 final contestants. So if all of you are ready, I think we would kick start with Group A, followed by Group B. We would also have the introduction of the participants that will happen as and when the respective group and participant take stage. Are we ready? I think we can be a little louder. Are we ready? Thank you so much. It's over to Q.
All right. Before we start off with the contestants over here, this is just to warm you up, audience, and for you to get your hand at that 10,000 rupees that is up there in the bargain today. Okay? It's in the kitty. The quiz is open. I have got 2 questions coming for you. The first question, the number. Can I have the number on the slide? That is the number to which you have to answer. That is the number to which you have to answer WhatsApp. You can scan it. You can even scan it and then answer. Now the first question is, how many assembly seats are there in the Delhi state? How many assembly seats are there in the Delhi state? Yeah. The answers are coming. Shoot your answers. That's okay. They will order it. The first 2 correct ones, we will take it. Okay? And the next question, with how many states does Delhi share its boundary? With how many states does Delhi share its boundary? How many states? I don't need an answer. You can answer to that number. And let's get this rolling. The 4 contestants who have come in over here, the 8 contestants actually, the first 4 who will go up right now. I'm calling them in their particular order. The first person to come on is Priya Singh. Priya, can we have you on stage?
Hi everyone, my name is Priya Singh and currently I'm in my final year pursuing economics honours from Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. I'm extremely proud to be a part of this initiative by Federal Bank Speak for India, Delhi NCR Edition 2023-2024. I've harbored the passion of debating ever since I was young, and for that I would like to thank my parents, as cliche as it sounds, who have supported me throughout this journey. I would also like to thank my elder sister, who's been a constant source of inspiration for me. No matter the results today, I truly hope that the conversations that arise today, I would truly carry them throughout my life. Thank you so much.
Our next contestant is Ojasvi Gupta.
Hi, I'm Ojasvi Gupta and I'm currently pursuing a course in journalism from Delhi University, Bharati College. I'm eternally grateful to Federal Bank Speak for India, Delhi NCR Edition 2023-2024 for having organized this round of debating. I think it's through debating that you actually understand there are always 2 sides of a coin, and then you need to research and analyze and choose which side of the coin you need to take forth. And I'd also like to thank my parents, the Almighty, and my friends who then went on to become my extended family, and to all of you for being here. Thank you very much.
Our third contestant joining us is Shashank Gupta.
Hi, it's Shashank Gupta from Crodimal College, University of Delhi itself. इस मंच पे जैसे हम फेडरल बैंक स्पीक फॉर इंडिया दिल्ली एडिशन 2023-2024 कहते हैं, ये मंच डिस्पाइट ऑफ एनी फर्दर लैंग्वेज एक प्लेटफॉर्म मुहैया कराया जाता है जिसके साथ हम अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट और प्रेजेंट करने सीखते हैं. I literally thank to all of those who support me for this particular kind opportunity, and otherwise like to thank to all the persons who gave me a support. And I'd like to end, मेरा ambition अपने आप को किसी competition के अंदर रखना नहीं है. मेरा ambition basically इतना है कि in the further future अपने आप को present करना in a deliberative delivery manner के अंदर सीख पाऊँ. Thank you.
And the last person rounding out is Cheshta.
Namaste. I'm Cheshta Malik and I'm currently a first year student pursuing BCom Honours in Ramjas College under University of Delhi. I see my future in the field of management. I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity and platform of Federal Bank Speak for India Delhi NCR Edition 2023 and 24. And I'm even more excited for what awaits me. Thank you.
Now, for this first four set of people, the topic that we have is something which is universal. Yeah, the topic applies universally to everybody, to across the globe. It's about pay packages, about why women should get equal pay or prize money in sports. We are focusing on sports. Okay, and to bring you up to date, we have a short video for you. Video, please. Contestants, if you can just shift to the sides. Shift to the sides.
The women got a pool, or got paid out from a pool of $30 million from the Women's World Cup. The men would draw from a pool of $400 million, okay? $400 million, $30 million. Why is that? It's because the Men's World Cup generates $6 billion in revenue. The Women's World Cup generates $131 million in revenue.
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
2007 was the first World Cup I played in, and it was the first time FIFA awarded prize money to women, 25 years after the men.
In 2010, we fought for our first CBA with basic pay. We won the Asian Cup and went back to our part-time jobs.
So the question we asked today is, do we need to have equal prize money pay packages for both sportsmen and sportswomen? And to debate on this topic, we have the 4 contestants over here. Please take back your stage and we'll start the debate for the motion. For the motion, that's with you. Priya, you will get a warning bell at 2 minutes 30 seconds and the final bell will be at 3 minutes. Your 3 minutes starts now, Priya.
Hi everyone, this is Priya Singh and I am speaking for the motion. To all my lovely RCB fans sitting in the audience, how does it feel to finally lift the trophy after a 16 years long wait? And that is only possible because of the female athletes this time, who are put to question today. So my answer to that is simple, that only when you put in enough revenue, only when you put in enough resources, do you get any sort of results. The women-led team was led by the captain, Mandana, Smriti Mandana, and her words were, it's just about peaking at the right time. And that is the crux of my argument. This is the right time to peak, to make sure that gender parity is maintained in pay packages, in money. And I understand that my worthy opponents would bring up the first fact, economic angle. And before tackling that, understand the concept of interest. Understand the concept of what is entertainment. Anything can be made interesting, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. But how do you get to that point? The recent interest that has been generated in the women's cricket team is because BCCI did make sure that they are presenting both their athletes with the same amount of money, with the same amount of pay package. And that money that they have been getting has directly been proportionate to the interest that has been generated. The conversations that arise in the mainstream media would make sure that that interest would then rake in more sponsorships. And that is the economic angle that my worthy opponents would bring in. So when you're making sure that your athletes are incentivized, are getting something to put their hard work into use, only then can you have any sort of results in the first place. My second argument would be the concept of parity itself. Since inception, time and time again, we have been grappling with the concept of equality. Where does it start? Where does it end? What are the steps to achieve equality at the global level? Even within our country, the recent Lok Sabha bill that was passed, about 33% reservation of female candidates. It's not because female politicians are inherently less intelligent or less capable of getting those seats by themselves. That's not why that bill was introduced. It's about representation in that seat. It was because right now at this pedestal of time, there does exist a disbalance between both genders. Mirroring that analogy, that is the reason why even today, even when both these athletes are putting in the same amount of hard work, the amount that they get out of it is not enough right now, as that is not on the same level. To sum up my arguments, but obviously we would be engaging in further battle, I would just like everybody to think upon this fact. If your interest gets developed in anything, I mean, look at the level of conversations that we're having right now. The Speak for India that happened previous year and this year, of course, there's a huge amount of marketing that was involved. And why that interest has led to this battle. Thank you.
All right, well spoken, Priya. You can state your case. I'll just start with you, your 3 minutes.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, so before I kick it off with the speech, let me clarify that I am an egalitarian, I am a positivist, and more than that, I am a true feminist. So when we talk of gender pay gap in sports, let me clarify that I'm not talking about equal gender parity. I am a supporter of gender parity, but that is only at the places of cerebral capacity equilibrium. So when men and women, they're working in formal and informal sector, they're working in proper workplaces, they have equal cerebral capacity. So obviously, they should be paid equal fees. But then we're talking about sports. And it is truth, sexual dysmorphia is true. So men and women, they are biologically different, and we all need to agree that men do have an unfair advantage over women because of their body mass, because of hormones, because of their muscle mass and muscle fibers, and aerobic factors as well. So while I say that sexual dysmorphia is real, but we need to take into consideration this as well, that it is a far cry from encouraging dysmorphia, and it is a far cry from encouraging harmful activities against women. My next constructive brings me to the economics of my debate, so my worthy opponent had already anticipated that this would be a part of the discussion, rightfully so. Ma'am, but I need to clarify that's a very simple concept of supply and demand. And the truth is that there is a market demand. Television rights, intellectual rights, merchandise rights, all of these rights, and just the fandom and popularity of male sports is much higher than that of female sports. And you need to take place the economic fiscal into account as well. My next constructive revolves around the very history of evolution. Now, if you look at Summer Olympics, it came into place in the year 1896. That was when the first Olympics were held, and rightfully so, like just 5 years post that, 4 or 5 years post that, in the year 1900, we had women come into sports. Now, you might think that this is a fair, good place to go. But mind it took us another 112 years to have 100% participation of women in all kind of events related to Olympics. 112 years. So, I would say that definitely before you talk of gender parity, there are a lot of other subsidiaries and subsets that need to be achieved. Unless and until you're not creating an equitable working condition for women, how does it even operate? Because when you talk of money, you're going to be mindful about a lot of other factors as well. It's important to create a dignified workplace for women primarily, and that is only the way to move forward. I would want to end with a very simple explanation, and I would want all of you to ponder upon this. The statement says, I am not a woman who's an athlete, but I am an athlete. And that's something which needs to be taken into consideration. Thanks much. I'll be engaging in further discussion.
All right. Audience, one request. Whenever you think that the contestants are making a fair point, please encourage them and clap loudly for them. Okay? Here we go. Shashank, your 3 minutes starts now.
सभा में उपस्थित सभी प्रबुद्ध श्रोता गणों को मेरा शशांक गुप्ता का सादर प्रणाम। सर्वप्रथम वाद विवाद प्रतिवाद से पहले संवाद की स्थिति में आते हुए प्रतिपक्षी वक्ताओं से प्रश्न करना चाहूंगा कि आखिर विरोध करने के लिए विरोध करना किस हद तक प्रासंगिक है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं पूछना चाहूंगा प्रतिपक्षी वक्ताओं से कि क्या यदि आज मैं कह दूं कि उनके वक्तव्य का मूल्यांकन, उनकी गुणवत्ता का आधार इस बात पर मापा जाएगा कि उनके वक्तव्य के पश्चात कितनी तालियां बजीं, तो क्या होगा? मैंने वक्तव्य दिया, मेरी कला का प्रदर्शन अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ है, जो आज के पोस्ट मॉडर्निस्ट जमाने में भी कहता हूं कि यदि मैंने पसीना बहाया उतना ही बहाया, मैंने कला का प्रदर्शन किया उतना ही कला का प्रदर्शन किया, तो क्यों ना मैं उसी समान पुरस्कार के अधिकारी हूं जो मुझे मिलना चाहिए। अध्यक्ष महोदय, भारतीय परिप्रेक्ष्य के अंदर संवैधानिक अनुच्छेद को लाना चाहूंगा कि संविधान का 39D अनुच्छेद राज्य के नीति निर्देशक तत्वों की बात करता है, जहां इक्वल वर्क फॉर इक्वल पे की बात करी जाती है। क्यों? क्योंकि यदि भारत एक सेक्युलर कंट्री है, धर्मनिरपेक्ष कंट्री है, एक धर्मनिरपेक्ष देश है, तो उसके साथ साथ वो लैंगिक विविधता को भी सम्मान करता है और उसका संरक्षण करता है। बात यह नहीं है कि हमें क्या करना है, बात यह है कि हमें क्यों करना है। अभी तक के मेरे साथी वक्ता कह के गए हमें क्या करना है, मैं बताऊंगा कि यदि समान वेतन देना है तो क्यों देना है। वेतन के आधार दो होते हैं, एक होता है मूल वेतन जो किसी भी राष्ट्र के द्वारा सुपुर्द किया जाता है किसी खिलाड़ी को, और एक होता है अतिरिक्त वेतन। मैं अतिरिक्त वेतन के खिलाफ नहीं हूं। यदि आपके सोशलाइजेशन ज्यादा है, आप बहुत फेमस हैं, आपका अतिरिक्त वेतन आपके स्पॉन्सरशिप से हो रहा है, मुझे कोई समस्या नहीं है। समस्या उस मूल वेतन में जब मुझे विविधता दिखती है, विभिन्नता दिखती है और भेद दिखता है, उस मूल वेतन से है, जो अभी बीसीसीआई ने नया इनिशिएटिव लिया और उस मूल वेतन को समान कर दिया। अध्यक्ष महोदय, दूसरा बिंदु यहां पर लाना चाहूंगा कि जब मेरे प्रतिपक्ष यहां पर आते हैं और कहते हैं इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट कि आपको रेवेन्यू नहीं मिल रहा है, दीपिका पादुकोण को आज रितेश देशमुख से अधिक वेतन मिल रहा है। क्यों आज की वो ज्यादा पॉपुलर हैं, और वो ज्यादा पॉपुलर क्यों हैं? क्योंकि आज उन्हें अवसर मिला, अवसर बहुत दिनों से मिल रहा था और आज उनके पास वो मुकाम है। जिस प्रकार डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर भी कहते हैं आप अवसर हमें दीजिए, हम आपसे आगे निकलेंगे, ठीक उसी प्रकार राजा हरिश्चंद्र के जमाने में महिलाओं को छोड़िए, महिलाओं को तो महिलाओं को पटकथा पे आने का अवसर ही नहीं था। आज अवसर है तो आज वह आगे हैं। ठीक उसी प्रकार यदि स्मृति मंदाना आज हैं तो हो सकता है समान वेतन के पश्चात 20 सालों के बाद उनके पास भी वह समान भ्रातृत्व आएगा, समान पॉपुलैरिटी आएगी। अंतिम बिंदु पे सदन में प्रस्तावित करना चाहूंगा कि यदि मैं बात करूंगा कि समान वेतन का अर्थ मूल इस प्रकार से होता है, हम किसी पूंजीवादी अर्थव्यवस्था में नहीं जी रहे हैं कि जहां मुझे जितना प्राप्त होगा मैं उतना प्रदान करूंगा। खेल एक धरोहर है, यदि धरोहर नहीं होती कोई राष्ट्र उसको बढ़ावा नहीं देता। खेल एक संस्कृति है, उसके अंदर नैतिक आधारों पे हमें निश्चित करना पड़ेगा कि हमारे सिद्धांत क्या हैं, हमारे मायने क्या हैं और हम किस चीज को प्रमोट करते हैं, किस चीज को हम बढ़ावा देना चाहते हैं समाज में। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
And our last contestant in the first topic, Cheshta, your 3 minutes. Time starts now.
I am Cheshta Malik and I will be speaking against the motion. I would like to begin by asking a simple question. Why don't we raise this question of pay parity when the Miss World takes 10 crores in prize money and I couldn't even find an equivalent pageant to exist for their male counterparts? मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगी कि मेरे worthy opponents की equality कहाँ गई? वास्तविकता तो ये है कि ये कभी इक्वालिटी थी ही नहीं. This is very basic, yet it is my duty to correct it on a platform like this. Equality is not a shallow concept कि सबको same pay दे दो. Equality is about giving equal resources, equal opportunities and a fair compensation. Not an equal compensation, a fair compensation. And I totally agree. Equality तो है ही नहीं. 2 दिन पहले हुई विमेंस प्रीमियर लीग का रेवेन्यू 90 करोड़ और प्राइस पूल 9 करोड़ से भी ऊपर था. दैट इज मोर देन 10%. एंड लास्ट ईयर हुए आईपीएल का रेवेन्यू 90,000 करोड़ से भी ऊपर और पे सिर्फ 46.5 करोड़. दैट इज जस्ट 0.05%. एंड वेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पे पैरिटी. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू रिमाइंड यू कि ये रेवेन्यू इसलिए ज्यादा नहीं था क्योंकि प्लेयर्स को ज्यादा पैसे दिए गए थे. रेवेन्यू ज्यादा था इसीलिए प्लेयर्स को ज्यादा पैसे दिए गए थे. आई बीइंग अ वुमन माई सेल्फ वुड लव माई फेलो वुमेन टू एक्सेल एट स्पोर्ट्स बट नॉट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ रैशनैलिटी. ग्रैंड स्लैम्स एक इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट में इक्वल पे मेन एंड वुमेन को दिया जाता है. नॉट बिकॉज किसी ने आगे प्रोग्रेस को फोर्स कर दिया बट बिकॉज जैसे जैसे पॉपुलैरिटी बढ़ती गई पे तो एक बाय प्रोडक्ट है, वो भी बढ़ता गया. एंड आई एम नॉट द ओनली वन सेइंग कि पे शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन मेरिटोक्रेसी. पीवी सिंधु सेड इन एन इंटरव्यू दैट शी नेवर फेस्ड एनी पे गैप इन स्पोर्ट्स. शी सेज salaries have nothing to do with your gender. Salaries wholly and solely depend on the fact कि आप कितने sponsors और कितनी advertisements ला सकते हैं. And as a matter of fact, she earns much more than her male counterparts. For all my worthy opponents arguing and fighting to get equal pay, I would like to make a concluding remark. Don't strive for getting the same. Don't strive for getting the same. Strive for getting what you're worth. And if you are worth more, you'll get more. Thank you.
All right. We go on to the open house on the buzzer. Anybody wants to proceed? Yes, we start with you, Ojasvi.
All right, so you talked a very concept of equality. Let me bring in the concept of equality into play. So according to research by international studies, it says that young girls just between the age of 6 and 9, they show equal interest in sports. But now, when at the age of 14 these girls come, there's at least a 6 times fold decline and dropout as compared to boys. So when you're not able to provide them equal resources, when we're not able to inspire them into actually getting into sports, how do you talk of the very concept of equal pay package?
Do you have an answer for that?
Yes, all right. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for your question. Understand the fact that there's something known as an incentive, right? Nobody is going to do anything if you don't have the concept of incentive. So when you say that people at the age of 6 to 9, the moment that they're discouraged, that is because they understand that there is a lack of social support. I mean, we're in a country where our famous wrestlers like Sakshi Malik have to fight for their dignity. And then what lack of social support do they have? They do have that lack of social support. So if you're not even giving them the correct pay package, then what incentive do they even have to even enter the arena of sports?
Cheshta.
Yeah, my question is to Shashank.
Shashank, आपको इसके बाद सवाल किया जाएगा. Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah.
मेरा सवाल प्रतिपक्षी वक्ताओं से सिर्फ इतना है कि जिन रूढ़ियों को झेलकर एक लड़की, एक महिला खेल के उस मैदान में आती है जहां 10 बजे के बाद आज भी शहरों में उसे जाने से रोका जाता है, अगर उस लड़ाई को लड़कर वो यहां पर पहुंची है समानता का अधिकार पाने, उसकी कला का प्रदर्शन करने के बावजूद भी उसी मंच पे, यदि मैंने T20 खेला तो मैं ये नहीं कहता कि आप मुझे टेस्ट के बराबर पेमेंट दें, मैं सिर्फ इतना कहता हूं कि वुमेन T20 और मेन T20 को भी बराबर पेमेंट दें। सिर्फ इतनी सी बात का उत्तर मुझे प्रतिपक्षी वक्ताओं से बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश मिलता है।
All right, Cheshta.
Yeah, so firstly you mentioned two analogies in your debate. You said कि जैसे हम सारे वक्ता प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, हम सारे बहुत हार्ड वर्क कर रहे हैं। आप मुझे एक सिंपल सी बात बताइए, हम सब ने इक्वल हार्ड वर्क करा, लेकिन हम सब में से जो ऑडियंस को अच्छा लगेगा, जो जजेस को अच्छा लगेगा, उसी को तो बेटर पे मिलेगा।
दो अलग बात है।
एक सेकंड, जो आपने दीपिका पादुकोण की बात करी, आपने उन्हें बोला कि उन्हें अवसर मिला। आप ये बात ध्यान रखिए, उन्हें अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, उन्हें पैसे नहीं मिले स्टार्टिंग में, पैसे उन्हें तभी मिले जब वो प्रोड्यूसर्स के लिए पैसे लेकर आ पाए।
दो चीजें बता देता हूं कि सोशल मीडिया पर प्रचार प्रसार और इन्फ्लुएंस करने वाला एक आतंकवादी भी होता है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो नैतिक है। एक आतंकवादी यदि नैतिक है और एक प्रोफेसर यदि बहुत बोरियत ढंग से पढ़ा रहे हैं तो उसमें इंटेलेक्चुअल जो होगा वो प्रोफेसर सर का होगा। वो इसलिए क्योंकि नैतिकता आपके सोशल एस्पेक्ट से ज्यादा बड़ी होती है। दूसरी बात कि ये बताना चाहूंगा, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, अपॉर्चुनिटी कब मिलती है? जब आपको प्रमोशन मिलता है। मैं यहाँ पे आ रहा हूँ क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि यहाँ पे आने के बाद मुझे कुछ प्रदान होगा, प्राप्त होगा। अवसर का अर्थात ये नहीं है कि जाइए सीढ़ी लगी हुई है, अगर मेरे पैर कटे हुए हैं तो मुझे प्रोस्थेटिक्स पैर चाहिए उस सीढ़ी पर चढ़ने के लिए। दिशा दिखाना अवसर नहीं होता, दिशा पर चलने के लिए संसाधन मुहैया कराना ये अवसर होता है।
All right, one second, Cheshta. Yeah, you had Ojasvi.
Yeah. सर, आपने कुछ बड़ी खूबसूरत ऐसी कुछ पंक्तियां बोली थी, मैं भी कुछ पंक्तियां बोलना चाहूंगी। A mother, the procreator of tomorrow, the hand that rocks the cradle, and such is the irony that woman is less likely to set foot in a sports room as compared to a man. सर, जब तक आप उस स्टेज तक ही एक वुमेन को नहीं ला पा रहे हैं हम कि वो एक्चुअली में आए स्पोर्ट्स रूम में, तो आप पैरिटी की हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं, पैकेजेस की क्या बात कर रहे हैं सर, when you're not able to have equal representation of women.
Priya, the question is to you.
Right. Ma'am, my question is to Ms. Cheshta. Ma'am, you gave the analogy of 0.5% in men and 10% in women, right? ऐसे तो अंबानी ने भी अपना सिर्फ एक वेल्थ का सिर्फ 1% खर्च किया था, but that doesn't negate the fact that that amount was still way more than what a middle class person would use. So आप इन analogies से क्या आप अपनी argument की fallacy को समझ रही हैं?
Cheshta.
Firstly, I would like to correct you. That was not 0.5%. That was 0.05%. And apart from that, I would also like to state कि अगर अंबानी अपनी income का 1% खर्च कर रहा है, he is doing that for himself. And obviously, if I am earning something, I should get. You mentioned in your argument very clearly that you should get proportionate of what you do. So that is what I am correcting over here. That is the proportion they should get.
All right, well answered. Yeah, Shashank.
Yes, sir. मैम का आंसर देना चाहूंगा कि मैम ने कहा कि आप महिला को उस स्तर तक पहुंचा ही नहीं रहे हैं, आपको पहले जरूरत है कि महिला को उस स्तर तक पहुंचाइए। देखिए, जनरलाइजेशन, सामान्यीकरण करना बहुत आसान है कि सारी महिलाएं एक बराबर हैं। दरअसल ऐसा नहीं है। हम इस समय जो विषय है, विषय क्या कह रहा है कि कला के अंदर खिलाड़ियों को, जो महिला खिलाड़ी हैं, उनको समान वेतन, यानी कि हम उन महिलाओं की बात कर रहे हैं जो ऑलरेडी उस स्तर पर हैं। जो महिला उसी स्तर पर है परंतु उस स्तर पर पाने के बाद भी उसे समान पुरस्कार नहीं मिल रहा, उस महिला की बात कर रहा हूं। समाज में दो आधारों पर क्रियान्वयन हो रहा है, एक वो जो नीचे महिला है उसको उस स्तर तक पहुंचाने की, दूसरी उस स्तर पर जो महिला है उसे समान पुरस्कार दिलाने की। तो बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश अगेन यहां पे स्थापित होता है कि आप उस स्तर की महिलाओं के लिए एक ध्यान पर, एक समय पर बात करेंगी तो उन्हीं को समान पुरस्कार देने की बात है।
All right, Cheshta, you have your screen.
So firstly, आपने मेरा पॉइंट पहले ही प्रूव कर दिया। आपने बोला कि जो उस स्टेप तक पहुंच चुकी है, हमें उनके लिए कुछ नहीं करना, हमें उनके लिए करना है जो आगे उसको देखना चाहती हैं। तो जो पैसे आप आज बोल रहे हैं कि हमें प्राइज मनी में देने चाहिए, पे में देने चाहिए, अगर वो हम ग्रास रूट्स पे इन्वेस्ट करें, उन्हें सिखाने में इन्वेस्ट करें, तो आई थिंक बेटर चेंज आप ला पाएंगे।
All right, point taken. Priya.
थैंक यू मैम। आप ये बात समझिए कि जब आप रिसोर्सेज किसी भी चीज़ में डालती हैं तो जो गवर्नमेंट भी वो रिसोर्सेज डालेंगे वो तभी डालेंगे जब उन्हें पता होगा कि वो आगे चल के कुछ करेंगी। और अगर आप घर की भी बात करती हैं कि घरों से भी किसी को निकलने नहीं दिया जाता, कोई भी माँ बाप अपने बच्चों को क्यों किसी एम्प्लॉयमेंट में डालेगा जब उनको यही नहीं पता होगा कि इसका आगे जाके इसको कोई फ़ायदा मिलेगा ही नहीं।
अभी होगा। All right.
सर मेरा एक बहुत सिंपल सा सवाल है सबसे एक है कि जब एक यंग लड़की स्पोर्ट्स में आना चाहेगी, अगर आप एग्जांपल लेते हैं विराट कोहली, हाउ डू वी लुक अप टू हिम? वी लुक अप टू हिम एज अ वेरी fit, as a skilled professional. But when you look at a female athlete like PV Sindhu or Smriti Mandana, they have a paradigmatic responsibility. They are actually trailblazers. ये उनकी responsibility है कि वो young लड़की जो अपने घर में TV पे उन्हें देख रही है कि वो कल को sports में आना चाहे, तो ये एक additional responsibility naturally उस women पे आ ही रही है. So this is also an asset of it.
All right, points taken. Your 1 minute submission time. We start with you, Priya.
All right. Thank you so much for everything that has come out of this debate. But to conclude, just understand one thing. My worthy opponent also talked about cerebral capacity and biological mass of women and men is different. I don't understand how that is relevant to the motion. Because it's not about men and women competing against each other. It's their different arenas. And we're simply talking about the fact that whatever hard work they're putting in, the only reason why the women's team of RCB won was not because that they're physically weaker. It's because they were very much capable of winning that. It's just that their pay package is not similar to what their men counterparts would do. The another thing that I would like to mention in this debate is that your popularity has to come from something. So you cannot simply say that once you reach that level and then you amass that popularity. That interest has to be generated. When there is a lack of social support, even from within families who would very much not send their women, send their daughters to go into the arena of sports, why would they have any other incentive to even enter that sports when even the very basic foundation of roti, kapda, makan that comes from money is not being fulfilled.
All right. Speaker number 2, your time starts
Ma'am,
now.
you spoke exactly my point. That's exactly the thing. Popularity. Unless and until you don't have that kind of infrastructure, you don't have that kind of fiscal to be able to provide to women, because unfortunately enough, there are certain sports in which that particular woman is not able to get that amount of revenue generation. So how do we expect this very question of proper economic generation to come into place? Because that's not what we're able to generate. And when you talk of cerebral capacity, it is a well-known fact that sexual dysmorphia is true. As much as I would want to deny it, it is true. It's true that, say, when a woman gives birth to a child, she has to, it's not only a process of 9 months, but there is pre-paternity, there is post-paternity, and all of these factors are also taken into account. So when your bodies are not same, and sports, it is a physical activity, how can we deny that? My only concept over here is that, yes, pay parity today, it shouldn't be there because we are not in a position to do so. We don't have the resources, we don't have the infrastructure to do so. But having said that, we need to be able to create equal representation. We need to be able to create ground level changes so that 50 years from now, we don't even debate about this. Thank you very much.
शशांक, आपका 1 मिनट का टाइम.
सभा को मेरा अंतिम नमन. मूलतः मेरा प्रतिपक्ष आज अपॉर्चुनिटी के साथ है, अवसर के साथ है. वो कहता है कि आपको यहाँ बोलने का अवसर है. मैं कहता हूँ अगर माइक ना हो तो क्या ये समझ लिया जाए कि मैं बोलूंगा और आप सब सुन लेंगे? अवसर आधा होना, अवसर ना होना है. उनके लिए जो अवसर है वो आधा अवसर है, क्योंकि अवसर और प्रोत्साहन मिलकर ही एक समस्त अवसर बनाते हैं. और अंततः जो मेरी प्रतिपक्षी कह रही थी कि एक स्तर के लोगों के लिए पहले स्तर तक लाइए, तो मैं कह रहा हूं जिन लोगों को स्तर तक लाना है उनको स्तर तक ला रहे हैं, पर जो स्तर तक पहुंच चुके हैं उनका क्या? जो स्तर तक पहुंच चुके हैं उन्हें पुरस्कार नहीं मिला, तो जो स्तर तक ला भी रहे हैं वो स्तर तक आने के बाद भी स्वयं यही समझेंगे कि कोई अर्थ नहीं है, औचित्य नहीं है उस स्तर तक पहुंचने का, क्योंकि कला के प्रदर्शन के बाद भी पुरस्कार में तो असमानता होने ही वाली है. ठीक उसी प्रकार से अंततः वाणी को विराम देते हुए यही कहना चाहूंगा कि अवसर आधा अवसर ना के बराबर है. ठीक उसी प्रकार आधा सच झूठ से भी ज्यादा खतरनाक होता है. धन्यवाद.
And our last speaker, Cheshta, your 1 minute.
Thank you to my worthy speakers for this insightful discussion. मैंने बहुत सारे arguments सुने about having the desire to get an equal pay, but I strongly believe we can't turn a blind eye to the revenue generation, because sports is not just sports, it's full-fledged business from now on, and proposing equal pay would just cause more financial burden for our boards and our leagues and nothing more than that. यहाँ पर हम सिर्फ problem discuss करने के लिए नहीं है. I think a good solution to this would be to invest वो surplus amount जो आप pay में या prize में दे रहे थे, उसे उसकी promotion में invest करिए. जो pay है वो एक by product है, वो एक natural outcome है, वो हमें मिल ही जाएगा. ये एक ऐसे भविष्य की निर्माण करेगा जहां हमारा इक्वल पे एक नेचुरल आउटकम होगा, एक सेकेंडरी आउटकम होगा. ये कोई जबरदस्ती पहना दी गई हथकड़ी नहीं होगी. थैंक यू.
All right. With that, the debate for you is over. We'll just see if the judges have any questions. Yes, you have one question, sir. Yeah. It's on, sir.
शशांक, आपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में कुछ कहा है.
यस सर.
थोड़ा उसको रिपीट कीजिए.
सर, संविधान का चौथा भाग जिसके अंदर राज्य के नीति निर्देशक तत्व होते हैं उसके बारे में मैंने इंगित किया था कि जो 39D है अनुच्छेद, वो कहता है इक्वल पे फॉर द इक्वल वर्क. इक्वल पे फॉर द इक्वल वर्क का हालांकि मैं इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं करता सर, उसके लिए मैं अभी समर्थ नहीं मानता स्वयं को, परंतु जितना मैं समझता हूँ वो ये है कि यदि आपका कार्य बराबर है, यदि आप एक कैटेगरी में हैं और आपका कार्य समान है, तो आपको उसके लिए समान वेतन मिलेगा. और जिस प्रकार मैं समान वेतन की बात करता हूं तो वो मूल वेतन की बात है, ना कि अतिरिक्त वेतन की. यानी कि अगर आप अपनी फेम के आधार पर स्पॉन्सरशिप, यदि मैं विराट कोहली हूं, मेरे फेम के आधार पर मेरे बैट पे स्पॉन्सरशिप मुझे मिल रही है, तो वो मेरा अतिरिक्त वेतन है. परंतु यहीं बीसीसीआई मुझे यदि मेरी सैलरी में मेरे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के आधार पर मेरे को उस वेतन से अतिरिक्त करेगा, असमान व्यवहार करेगा, तो वो मेरे मूल वेतन के साथ असमानता है. और वहीं मैं भेद करता हूं मूल वेतन और अतिरिक्त वेतन में. तो वही मेरा सिद्धांत था कि मूल वेतन में समानता के आधार पर इस विषय के विवाद में हम यहाँ खड़े हुए हैं, ना कि अतिरिक्त वेतन के.
All right, point taken. Thanks. Yes, sir. All right. Congratulations to all of you. You've done well and fought for your stances. You may come down and let's go with the next set of 4 people. Okay. While they're coming down, since we are on sports, on WhatsApp or for mobile phones on your hand, to which team did the Delhi Capitals women team lose the final of the IPL, WPL? To which team did the Delhi Capitals lose? That's the first question. Yeah. It's only, the contest is only for students. And the second question is, who is the captain of the women's Delhi Capitals cricket team? Who is the captain of, since we are on cricket, since we had pay parity questions, I asked you these questions, and we go on to the next set of students. The answers have to be WhatsApped here. Can I take the first sheet? If you can just sign it up. That's just your gut feeling. Overall, out of 5. Overall, out of 5. No, no, you can score. I'll take it after this. Yeah, no problem. Don't total it up. I'll total it up. Calling on stage the next set of 4 teams, 4 students. The first contestants, Pankaj Upadhyay.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम पंकज उपाध्याय है. मैं डीएवी शताब्दी महाविद्यालय में बीसीए के 3य वर्ष का छात्र हूं और मैं फेडरल बैंक स्पीक फॉर इंडिया का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा. इसके साथ मैं अपने माता पिता का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा जिन्होंने कभी भी मुझे इस तरीके के मंच पर आने से मना नहीं किया और हमेशा मेरा साथ दिया. और मेरे टीचर, मेरे गुरु डॉक्टर नीरज सर, जिन्होंने मुझे डिबेट सिखाया, जिन्होंने मुझे स्पीक फॉर इंडिया तक का रास्ता बताया, मैं उनका भी तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा.
Our second contestant is Priyadarshini Singh.
Hello, my name is Priyadarshini Singh. I'm pursuing Masters in Literary Arts from Dr. Ambedkar University, Delhi. And I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity, Speak for India by Federal Bank, Delhi NCR Edition 2023 to 24. And in my life, I do not know what occupation I'm going to end up in or where I'm going to be 10 years from now. But one thing that I'm sure about is after the end of my career, I want to be sure that yes, I have made some positive impact in this world and motivated people to be the best version of themselves. What matters is not what you do. What matters is how you do it and with how much dedication do you do it. Because at the end of the day, it is humanity which should survive. And at the end of the day, it's your work which is going to be left behind and not your words. So make sure that you raise your voice for better cause and you leave this world with a better effect for the all of humanity. Thank you.
Our third contestant is Somadatta Chakraborty.
Hello everyone, I am Somadatta Chakraborty. I'm a second-year student pursuing my graduation in English Literature from Miranda House, University of Delhi. I'm extremely grateful to be a part of this venture. Federal Bank Speak for India, Delhi NCR Edition 2023-24. I have always found public speaking to be a liberating experience, to be an enriching experience. It has empowered me with courage, with conviction, and it has empowered me with the strength to raise my voice. I'm extremely grateful to my parents, to my family back in Kolkata. I wouldn't be here without your constant support and encouragement. Thank you very much.
And rounding out the podium is Priyanshu Raj.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम प्रियांशु राज है। मैं लॉयड लॉ कॉलेज ग्रेटर नोएडा का फाइनल ईयर लॉ स्टूडेंट हूँ और मैं अपने कॉलेज के साथ साथ 4 साल बच्चों को पढ़ाते भी आ रहा हूँ ऑनलाइन क्लास की कोचिंग। मेरा मानना है कि शिक्षा एक ऐसी हथियार है जो लोग आपको सुनने पर मजबूर हो जाते हैं। मैं स्पीक फॉर इंडिया दिल्ली एनसीआर एडिशन का बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि वो लोगों ने मुझे मौका दिया अपनी बात को रखने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच। नमस्ते, मेरा नाम प्रियांशु राज है। मैं लॉयड लॉ कॉलेज ग्रेटर नोएडा का फाइनल ईयर लॉ स्टूडेंट हूँ और मैं अपने कॉलेज
All right. The topic that they are just going to discuss is something which is relevant to all of us, and as children or as adults, young adults, it applies to you also. Globally, for anybody to access internet or go online, the age restriction is being set by US. It's 13 years of age for you to open an account and to access any material, whether it's YouTube, Google, Instagram, whatever. In India, we don't have a law which says that access to legal access. At what age should it start? We have a law which says for voting, you have a certain age. For driving, you have a certain age. For buying certain things, you have a certain age. For joining the army, but there is nothing which states that this is the age at which you can access online. So we are to discuss, should we follow international standards at 13 or should it be 18 as is being discussed in the Indian Act? There is only one act which was done last year, 1923. We have a short video for you. I have brought you up to date. This is to bring you up to date candidates. If you can just step onto the sides, the video please. We'll bring you up to date on this.
Apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product. Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry.
Today people are on the net, and however much we try to monitor what they're doing, they are going to get onto sites which are not the best in the world for them to see. Previously we could monitor to some extent. We could restrict the timings that the kids had on the net to some extent. Today it's very, very difficult because, I mean, for 2 years they were on the net the whole time. They were attending school, they were attending college, they were attending tuitions. Everything was on the cell or on the computer.
The U.S. Surgeon General taking a stand against kids on social media saying 13 is still too young.
I personally, based on the data I've seen, believe that 13 is too early. And I think that it's a time, early adolescence, where kids are developing their identity, their sense of self.
So the question we asked today is determining the legal age for online access in India. Should it be 13 or should it be 18? So people, contestants, please come back to your positions on the podium. Those who are speaking for the motion, you're going to justify that 13 is the age. And against the motion, you are going to say 18 is the age to go for it. 3 minutes, starting now. Pankaj, the floor is yours.
इबादतों की तरह मैं ये काम करता हूँ, मेरा उसूल है मैं पहले सलाम करता हूँ, और मुखालफत से शख्सियत संवरती है मेरी, मैं अपने विपक्षी साथियों का भी बड़ा एहतराम करता हूँ। आदर एवं सम्मान के योग्य निर्णायक मंडल, उपस्थित गुरुजन एवं सभी प्रबुद्ध श्रोतागणों को मेरा सादर अभिनंदन। मैं पंकज उपाध्याय आज सदन की राय में भारत में ऑनलाइन एक्सेस की कानूनी उम्र 13 या 18 इस मत के पक्ष में अपने विचार प्रस्तुत करने की अनुमति चाहता हूं। दोस्तों, आज भारत विश्व भर में विश्व गुरु बनकर बैठा है, और इस विश्व गुरु में आज डिजिटल इंडिया की एक लहर छाई हुई है। आज डिजिटलाइजेशन का दौर है, और मुझे यह समझ नहीं आता कि इस डिजिटलाइजेशन के दौर में हम 13 वर्ष की उम्र पर भी बात कर रहे हैं, जहां यूएसए, चाइना, ब्रिटेन और रूस जैसे बड़े बड़े देशों में 13, 10, 11, 12, 13 वर्ष के बच्चे बड़े बड़े गेमिंग सॉफ्टवेयर्स, बड़े बड़े सॉफ्टवेयर्स बनाते हैं, जिनसे ना केवल उनकी स्किल पॉलिश होती है बल्कि देश की अर्थव्यवस्था में भी इजाफा आता है। वहीं दूसरी तरफ भारत में 10, 11, 12 साल के बच्चे केवल खेल तक सिमट कर रह जाते हैं। दोस्तों, एज इज जस्ट ए नंबर, आयु केवल एक संख्या है, और यह बात जान लेना हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। आयु से हम मानव के दिमाग की क्षमता का आकलन नहीं कर सकते। दोस्तों, फॉरबिडन फ्रूट इज स्वीटेस्ट, एक बात कही जाती है कि जो फल मुझे नहीं मिला शायद वो मीठा हो। इसलिए यदि हम जानबूझ के 18 साल उम्र लगाएं 13 साल के बजाय, तो बच्चे उसकी तरफ जाएंगे, जिससे वो ना केवल खुद को बल्कि अपने माँ बाप, अपने परिवार को भी बड़े बड़े साइबर क्राइम, यूपीआई क्राइम और बड़े बड़े खतरे में डाल सकते हैं। एक बात कही जाती है कि कुएं का मेढक केवल कुएं तक ही सोचता है, तो कुएं के मेढक को लगता है दुनिया वही है। इसलिए यदि हम इंटरनेट या ऑनलाइन एक्सेस छोटे बच्चों के लिए नहीं रखेंगे, तो उनके लिए जिस गांव या शहर में वे रहते हैं वही एक दुनिया बनकर रह जाएगी। बल्कि यदि 13 साल से ही उनको ऑनलाइन एक्सेस दिया जाएगा, तो विश्व पटल पर वह लोगों की जानकारी रख पाएंगे, वह लोगों को जान पाएंगे, और ये हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी भी है। हम एक बात भली भांति जानते हैं कि कौटिल्य पंडित नाम का एक बच्चा है जिसको गूगल बॉय के नाम से जाना जाता है। उसको गूगल बॉय के नाम से जाना जाता है, शायद किस लिए, क्योंकि गूगल जिस तरीके से सब जानता है उसी तरीके से बच्चा भी सब जानता है। लेकिन अगर हमने एक लीगल एज लगाने की कोशिश की होती तो ये 16 साल का कौटिल्य पंडित 2013 में कौन बनेगा करोड़पति नहीं जीत पाता। कौन बनेगा करोड़पति में 40,000 रुपए की राशि इस बच्चे ने जीती थी, जो कि एक बच्चे के मुताबिक बहुत ज्यादा एक रकम होती है 2013 की अगर मैं बात करूं। मेरे विपक्षी साथी अभी बढ़ चढ़कर इस बात को कहेंगे कि 18 वर्ष एक लीगल एज होनी चाहिए, पर मैं उन्हें यही कह देना चाहता हूं कि 13 वर्ष से अगर हम बच्चों को इंटरनेट एक्सेस देंगे तो वो अपनी रुचि को निखार पाएंगे। बड़े बड़े एजुकेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जहां पर वो समझ पाएंगे कि मैं किस क्षेत्र में जाऊं। अभी उनका दिमाग इतना विकसित नहीं है, उनके पास ऐसे अध्यापक शायद नहीं है, लेकिन विश्व पटल पर जब वो ऑनलाइन माध्यम से जाएंगे तो उन्हें ऐसे अध्यापक जरूर मिलेंगे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Priya, your time starts now.
So I will be speaking against the topic, saying that the legal age for internet access should be 18 years old. I would like to give you all an example, a very recent one, that a new psychiatric ward had been opened up in AIMS Hospital, where there were many patients which were admitted for being addicted to the internet, cyber addiction. And guess the age of patients which ended up in that psychiatric ward. It was 13, 14, 17 years of kids who were so addicted to the idea of internet, to the idea of online gaming and social media, that they had to end up in a psychiatric ward. Now this leads us into a this leads us to understanding that are teenagers capable of making good decisions for themselves? Because as you said that yes, if you are going to take away internet from kids at such a young age, I would also like to ask you a question that how capable are 13 years old capable of making reasonable decisions for themselves? And how capable are they of controlling their emotions? Adolescence is an age where we are trying to figure out who we are, what is our identity, and what our own emotions are, because the entire biological change that is happening in our body is absolutely overwhelming for that child. Now imagine that overwhelmed child goes onto the internet with a very innocent curiosity that what is happening to me and why is it happening? I know where we all end up if we search that question on the internet. Many of us don't go on that path, but many of us end up being addicted to such malicious websites, to such unauthorized websites, which leads our trajectory to an entirely different level, which leads us to spend our time on that website to such a great extent that our entire career's trajectory becomes different. And not only this, but children at that age, they need to have more social interaction because humans are social beings. You cannot learn social interaction through your mobile phones. You need to learn social interaction. You need to learn about the world by interacting with it yourself. Hence, I would like to state why internet should be given to people after they turn 18 years of age. After you turn 18 years of age, you have better sense of understanding, better sense of reasoning. Also, you have a better sense of where do you want your career to go. And when you know that what direction your life is going to take, if not a complete but a rough idea, you can use such a great resource such as the internet for your own benefit. Not only this, but you would have gained enough knowledge to understand what is right and what is wrong, which a 13-year-old cannot understand. Forbidden fruit is always the sweetest, but can a 13-year-old understand that what that child is getting into while having this access to internet 24/7 without having much parental supervision 24/7? Where is his or her life going to go? Is it going to end up in a psychiatric ward? Or would it have been a different story altogether if that child would have had access to the internet at the age of 18, when that child has a better sense of who he or she is, where does he or she want to go, and how can they make use of such a big tool such as the internet for their own benefit? Thank you.
All right, beginning my speech in 3, 2, 1. Look around you. Look around yourself today. It is the World Wide Web that ensnares our minds today. It is the World Wide Web. And the opposition today has painted a rather apocalyptic picture about teenagers not being exempted from this rather terrible predicament that they're being exposed to because of the internet. But I will paint a different picture today. I'll present to you a world where benefits of the internet can exist in conjunction with regulation, a very crucial term that has been ignored by the opposition speakers thus far. What do these benefits look like on our side of the paradigm? 13-year-old teenagers across the world on a global scale have learned coding. They have access to social media opportunities. They are now actively participating in campaigns. And let me give you a scientific evidence. 13 is the age when the prefrontal cortex of the brain actually develops. So this is a very, very impressionable age. And that is why setting the age limit at 13 is crucial. It is crucial because the world today is driven by technology. It is crucial because we have acts like COPPA setting precedents where 13-year-olds have championed the challenges of the internet. Why doesn't the opposition's argument stand today? Because, according to the International Telecommunication Union, more than 1.24 times of adolescents have been using the internet on a global scale. So A, setting the age limit at 18 now is not feasible. And secondly, even if we do set the age limit at 18, all these problems regarding cyberbullying, regarding trolling, regarding misogynistic remarks still exist on their side of the paradigm. These problems don't just vanish when you increase the age limit to 18. Another very crucial argument that can be made today is that when we restrict teenagers during their developmental stage, we are actually encouraging a non-conformist behavior. When we sort of restrict them, we further encourage them to not conform to social standards, to try and bypass parental supervision. And that is something which is extremely detrimental for their mental health. Because when we try and monitor their behavior at every stage, we are actually impeding their vicarious learning. We are actually impeding their modeling. And that is the kind of impact that the proposition today is not pushing for. I'd like to push for three very important terms: freedom and liberation in its truest sense. Freedom in our body, freedom in our mind, and freedom in our soul. And that is what we are pushing for today. Thank you very much. I'm proud to propose.
And our last speaker, Priyanshu, आपके 3 minutes.
सदन को मेरा नमन। सन 2000।
Mic, position your mic properly, please.
सदन को मेरा नमन। सन 2000 जब ये बाल मस्तिष्क का जन्म हुआ था तो माँ की पेट में किलकारियाँ लेता हुआ पहला जो तोहफा मिला वो झुनझुना मिला था। जब आज का नया युवक जब पैदा ले रहा है तो माँ बाप उसे मोबाइल दे रहे हैं। जब बाल मस्तिष्क 5 साल का हुआ तो माँ बाप ने उसे तालीम की पहली घड़ी गायत्री मंत्र हो या वंदे मातरम सिखाया। आज का नवयुवक कहीं ना कहीं टिकटॉक पे रील्स और माँ बाप खुद इंस्टाग्राम का अकाउंट बनाकर रील्स बना रहे हैं। जब ये बाल मस्तिष्क आज से 1 साल पहले 1 सितंबर तमिलनाडु में उस परीक्षा नाम की लड़की को देखता है। जब माँ बाप ने उसे रील्स बनाने से मना किया तो वो लड़की आत्महत्या कर बैठी। तो इस मामले की गंभीरता को देखकर मैं इस विषय के पुरजोर विपक्ष में खड़ा हुआ हूँ। जब मामला मध्य प्रदेश में जाता है तो एक लड़के को वापस से सुसाइड करना पड़ता है। कारण यह है कि उसे इंस्टाग्राम पे फॉलोवर नहीं मिल रहा है क्योंकि भैया को लगता है कि वो सुंदर नहीं दिख रहे हैं। मामला जब आगे बढ़ रहा है तो मैं फिर जा रहा हूँ उत्तर प्रदेश की नगरी कानपुर में, जब एक माया नाम की लड़की खुदकुशी कर ले रही है। कारण बस एक कि उसके फेसबुक पे अच्छे दोस्त नहीं बन रहे हैं। इस विषय के पुरजोर विपक्ष में खड़े होने का जब मैं भारतीय कानून इंडियन मेजॉरिटी एक्ट देख रहा हूं और जब यह कानून का छात्र खुद 18 साल को एडल्ट मान रहा है, जब काबिल वक्ता यहां पर आकर कह रहे हैं कि किशोर अवस्था 13 से ही शुरू हो जाती है, तो मान्यवर किशोर अवस्था शुरू होने और समझने में तो पूरी बाढ़ी और दाल सब जम जाते हैं। समझने और होने में तो फर्क होता ही है। जब यह काबिल वक्ता फिर अपने आप को आगे देखता है तो वो फिर NCR की रिपोर्ट देखता है कि हर साल 1.2% से सुसाइड बढ़ रहा है और जिसमें 12 से 16 साल की उम्र का मामला ज्यादा रहा है। और इस विषय के पुरजोर विपक्ष में खड़ा होना आज इस मंच के बहुत बड़ी जरूरत है। अपने वक्तव्य को आगे बढ़ाते हुए जब मैं देख रहा हूं कि जब क्राई चाइल्ड राइट्स एंड यू एक भारत का सबसे महत्वपूर्ण एनजीओ जो छात्रों के लिए, बच्चों के लिए काम करता है, उनकी 2022 की रिपोर्ट पर क्रमांक संख्या 3 उन्होंने मेंशन किया है कि बच्चे सोशल मीडिया के कारण कहीं ना कहीं ग्रसित हो रहे हैं। 13 साल में बच्चे को तो किशोर अवस्था के बारे में पता चलता है। जब किशोर अवस्था के बारे में पता चलता है तो क्यूरियोसिटी बढ़ती है कि मैं दोस्तों से बात करूंगा, मैं रील्स डालूंगा। इसी का पीडियर्स फायदा उठाते हैं। आज हर मोबाइल पर पेटीएम करो, माँ बाप बच्चों को पेटीएम दे रहे हैं। दिल्ली की घटना सुनाता हूं कि माँ बाप के अकाउंट से रात के 2 बजे बच्चे ने 3.5 लाख डायल कर दिया। सुबह माँ बाप उठे तो कह रहे कहाँ गया, कह रहा है कि स्टॉक मार्केट में लगा दिया। इसी के साथ अपने वाणी को विराम दूंगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
All right, your discussion, we start with the open house. Yes, Priyadarshini, we start with you.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to clarify that you said the prefrontal cortex is developed when a child is 13 years of age. I would like to correct you there that it has started to develop. Prefrontal cortex is responsible for reasoning, and it develops when you are in your 20s. The part of the brain which is responsible for such upheaval in emotions is amygdala, which is actually developing at a very fast rate. So I would like to correct you there. Second is, what kind of regulation are you talking about? Because I have heard middle schoolers talking about making fake accounts by faking their age online. And when they are 13 or 14 years of age, they pretend to be 18 years of old, and then they get exposed to such illicit as well as such unauthorized and inappropriate content online. I would like to ask you about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question, ma'am. In fact,
No, you can start, Sundata. I'm just telling him that his turn will come.
thank you for your question, ma'am. In fact, that helps me further my point, because when I said that the prefrontal cortex starts developing, in fact, that was the exact terminology that I used as well. It is to say that we need to give these adolescents some time to get acclimatized to the media that is social media, to the platform that is social media. If you impose a platform like social media without them having any opportunity or any access to them for a very long period of time, that can be much more detrimental, A. And B, if I talk about incidents of cyberbullying, incidents of misogynistic remarks, incidents of trolling, incidents of body dysmorphia, these also exist when you are 18 years of age. These also exist when you are setting the age limit at 18. When I spoke about regulation, parental control already exists. There is a feature known as YouTube Kids, which caters only to a certain demography of our population today. So these measures are already there for us
All
to
right,
look
point
at.
taken. Priyanshu.
My question to first speaker, उन्होंने कहा कि गूगल बाय कौटिल्य पंडित 13 साल में केबीसी में आ जाते हैं। तो मेरा सवाल है कि गूगल बाय कौटिल्य पंडित केबीसी में इंस्टाग्राम, इंसॉर्ट्स ऑनलाइन पढ़कर आए या किताबों से पढ़कर वो वहाँ पर आए थे? क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा था कि हम किताब पढ़कर आए हैं, ऑनलाइन पढ़कर नहीं आए।
Yes, Pankaj, can you answer him?
आपके क्वेश्चन के लिए धन्यवाद। मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूं कि वो किताब पढ़ के आए या नहीं आए, इसके ऊपर बात करने से पहले मैं ये आपको बता देना चाहता हूं कि उस समय भी गूगल हमारे पास प्रेजेंट था। किताब पढ़ के वो आए, इसका आंकड़ा आप मुझे दिखा दें। ठीक है, कौन सी रिपोर्ट के अनुसार आप कह सकते हैं कि वो केवल किताब पढ़ के आगे आए हैं केबीसी में? दूसरी बात मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि जैसा कि आपने अभी बोला था कि साइबर एडिक्शन, अगर 13 साल से बच्चा सोशल मीडिया पर आएगा या गूगल एक्सेस ले लेगा तो उसे साइबर एडिक्शन हो जाएगी। तो आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि 16 साल की एक लीगल एज रखी जाती है ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस के लिए, क्या 16 साल की एज रखने के बाद क्या 16 साल से ऊपर के लोगों को एक्सीडेंट नहीं होते हैं क्या?
Priyanshu.
थैंक यू फॉर योर क्वेश्चन। पहला बात तो 13 साल इसलिए नहीं मना किया जा रहा है क्योंकि उस समय बच्चे को सही और गलत की सही जानकारी नहीं होती है और उसको इंटरनेट से रोका नहीं जा रहा है। माँ बाप उसके ऊपर कंट्रोल लगाएं, ध्यान रखें और वो इंटरनेट यूज कर सके। तो इसमें आप कहीं घबराने की बात का बच्चा यूज नहीं करेगा। दूसरा सवाल कि कहीं से आप डेटा दिखाए कौटिल्य पंडित के ऊपर, उन्होंने खुद केबीसी पे कहा था कि मैं दिन भर किताबें पढ़ता हूँ। आपको वो शो देखना चाहिए।
All right, Priyadarshini.
I would also like to highlight that there was a mention of 2 words, in fact, freedom and liberation. Now, freedom can be used for good causes as well as the wrong causes. But I would ask you that does a 14-year-old know how that freedom is supposed to be used for his or her own benefit?
Somdata.
That's precisely, thank you ma'am for your question. That's precisely where the concept of digital literacy comes in. And if we introduce digital literacy in the curriculum, I believe we can equip even 13 or 14-year-olds with the cognitive capacity to make the right judgments at the right time. Of course, it is a process which is very gradual, which will take time, but sure, changes can only be made when we take a step in the right direction at the right time.
Priyanshu, आपका सवाल.
क्वेश्चन टू द थर्ड स्पीकर. मैम ने कहा कि 13 साल में बच्चा ये सब चीज़ इमोशनल चीज़ों को समझ लेता है. एम्स की रिपोर्ट आई थी कि 13 साल तक बच्चे काफ़ी ज़्यादा ऑनलाइन चीज़ों की वजह से काफ़ी ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव हो रहे हैं, छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के ऊपर माँ बाप के ऊपर भड़क रहे हैं और चिल्ला रहे हैं. तो आपको कैसे लगता है कि जब हम बच्चे को हाथ में इतने पहले मोबाइल दे देंगे और सारी छूट दे देंगे तो वो समाज में जाकर कल नैतिक जिम्मेदारी को समझेंगे?
Thank you for your question, sir. सारी छूट की बात तो हो ही नहीं रही यहाँ पे, because I clearly mentioned regulation in my speech. And also, when you talk about children being sensitive, or children being being inspired in a very wrong manner by being exposed to social media content, I believe it is extremely crucial for us to understand that if we do not give them the freedom to make the right choices at the right time, they'll never ever develop the capacity to think in the right manner, in the right direction.
All right, point taken. Pankaj.
टोबैको और लिक्विड की जो लीगल एज है वो 20 से 21 साल है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी हमें देखने को मिलता है कि स्कूल, कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी जहां पर 18-19 साल का बच्चा भी पढ़ता है, आज टोबैको और लिक्विड का सबसे बड़ा अड्डा बन चुका है. तो मैं केवल यह कहना चाहूंगा कि हम आयु को छोड़कर डिजिटल लिटरेसी पे बात करें. अगर 20 साल के बावजूद भी वो बच्चा 18 साल का है, फिर भी वह लिक्विड लेने जा रहा है, और इवन दो पूरे प्रशासन को पता है इस बात का कि ऐसा होता है, फिर भी वो बच्चा करता है, तो बेटर ये होगा कि हम डिजिटल लिटरेसी की तरफ ध्यान दें. और आपने कहा था कि 24/7 बच्चे इससे डिजिटल एक्सेस लेंगे. ऐसा कोई बात नहीं कही गई थी कि 24/7 एक्सेस लेंगे. केवल इतनी बात की गई थी कि बच्चों को लीगल एज 13 साल कर दी जाएगी with the parental verification.
All right, Priyadarshini.
Okay, so first of all, 24/7 means that you are addicted to the internet. The entire idea of the dopamine rush that you get from the internet, and hence a child will, it will keep coming back and back to that source in order to get the dopamine which it needs. If adults are falling for it, why wouldn't teenagers fall for it even harder?
All right, Pankaj, the discussion time is over. Open now, 6 minutes time is over. You can answer that and sum it up. 1 minute time, starting now. Pankaj.
सभा को मेरा अंतिम नमस्कार. अंत में अपनी वाणी को विराम देने से पहले मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा कि दोस्तों, हमें यह जानने की जरूरत है कि शिक्षा बहुत जरूरी है. तो 13 वर्ष की उम्र हम बिल्कुल जायज उम्र है, लेकिन इसके लिए डिजिटल लिटरेसी जैसे प्रोग्राम और ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन जैसे प्रोग्राम सरकार को निकालने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि जब तक ज्ञान नहीं होगा तब तक शिक्षा किसी भी चीज की अधूरी है. और ये केवल ऑनलाइन एक्सेस की बात नहीं है, ये ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस की बात है, ये लीगल एज शादी की है, क्योंकि शादी की लीगल एज हमारे वहां 21 साल है, लेकिन आज भी हम देखते हैं कि कई सारे जिलों में, कई सारे राज्यों में इस एज को माना भी नहीं जाता. और मैं यही कहूंगा कि कुएं के मेढक को कुएं तक अगर सिमटा के रखना है तो आप लीगल एज को 18 कर सकते हैं, लेकिन यदि हम चाहते हैं कि उसको ग्लोबल और विश्व स्तर पर लेकर जाए तो हमको 18 वर्ष के बजाय बच्चों को बचपन से ही, जब उनका दिमाग धीरे धीरे विकसित होना चालू होता है, तब से ही उन्हें बुनियादी सुविधाएं देके इन चीजों के बारे में बताया जाए. धन्यवाद.
Priya, your time starts now. 1 minute.
Talking about exposing children to the world of globalization, we as adults know the impact that globalization has in our lives. We as adults know that yes, internet has a positive side to it as well, which the adolescents unfortunately are ignorant towards, because they are so much absorbed by the excess information which is available for them on the internet without any regulation done, that they end up being either detoured or with a lifelong addiction which can change their life for worse. So the question here I come down to is that access to internet isn't about how that child is going to use it, because children, when they use it for the good cause, is a very less proportion that you're talking about here. Most of us fall into the pitfall of the negative sides of the internet. And hence, we are also growing when we are adolescents. We don't want our vulnerable moments to be out there on the internet for the people to make fun of, for adults to make fun of. So it's better for everybody to get access to the internet when they are more reasonable, when they know how to make internet use or work for them for the better. Thank you.
Our third speaker, Somdata, your 1 minute time to sum up.
Thank you, sir. The opposition lists myriad problems today, myriad problems regarding the psychosocial impact that social media has. I belong to the age group between 18 and 20, right? I face the very same problems. There wasn't any age limit set on me. I face the very same problems when it comes to trolling and cyberbullying on social media. They never provide to us a single constructive justifying that what impact will setting the age limit at 18 have. If not 13, then why 18? That is the binary, and that is the question in today's debate, and that was never addressed by the opposition panel. I would like to also quote a report from the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission tells us that when we set the age limit beyond 13, what these adolescents are doing is they are steadily moving towards general audience websites. But if we do introduce policies like COPPA, we will be able to regulate these websites according to the needs and biases of children. And that is something, that is a metric which is extremely crucial in the debate today. With that, I arrest my case, but not my stances. Thank you very much.
All right, Priyanshu, आपका 1 minute.
सदन को मेरा नमन। हमारे काबिल वक्ता जब कहते हैं कि अगर ऑनलाइन 13 साल रखेंगे तो फ्रीडम मिलेगी, अगर हटा देंगे तो फ्रीडम नहीं मिलेगी, तो फ्रीडम का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि अगर बच्चा अपने माँ से पूछ कर जाए कि मम्मा मैं बाहर जाऊं और मम्मा बोले कि बेटा गली से बाहर ना खेलना, तब बेटा का फ्रीडम छीना गया। फ्रीडम का मतलब ये नहीं होता, इसे कहते हैं गाइडलाइंस और अपने अनुकूल ढालना। दूसरी बात, जब 2023 में डीपीडीपीए एक्ट आया, उसमें ये बात लिखी हुई थी कि भारत में 18 साल ही एक अच्छी एज है जहाँ पे बच्चों के हाथ में ऑनलाइन एक्सेस दी जाए, जिसके ऊपर आज हम बात कर रहे हैं। तीसरा मुद्दा है कि मध्य प्रदेश के हाईकोर्ट ने भी डिसीजन दिया कि जब वहां पर सुसाइड के केस बढ़े कि कहीं ना कहीं 18 साल एक नैतिक एज मानी जाएगी। इसी को कर्नाटक हाईकोर्ट ने भी जजमेंट अपने में दिए हैं। आखिरी बात जो मैं कहना कहूंगा कि टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया की रिपोर्ट थी जहां पे ये बात कही गई थी कि 12 से 16 साल जो आबादी जो सुसाइड कर रहा है, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं सबसे बड़ी हानि सोशल मीडिया का है और सोशल मीडिया ही जिम्मेदार है। इसी के साथ मैं अपने वाणी को विराम दूंगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
All right, well spoken, all 4 of you. Judges, do we have any questions for them, or they have debated themselves very clearly?
I would just like to know what is their source of information. What is the driving age in India?
Sir?
Driving age in India.
Sir, 16 years.
You're wrong.
Sir, as shown in the picture, sir.
So there are a lot of information that has come out, which is, and
so
that 16, is an advantage.
So I'll just correct it. 16 is the age for which you can apply for a driving license for a two-wheeler which is under 50 years of CC, 50
yes.
CC.
The license you get at 18 is the proper
That's a
driving age.
That's a proper
yeah.
four-wheeler.
Right.
Two-wheeler is at 16, sir.
But the information that has come out, you know, there are many question marks on information that all 4 contestants have put out.
All right, contestants, that's the veracity that we already discussed with you, that when you quote something, you need to quote with the facts and where you have taken it from. If you have done that, they would have recognized it. Otherwise, we just leave it at that. We don't have time for this, so we will just leave it at this. Okay? Thank you very much. Please come down and join the audience. Two questions coming up. Who was the first Chief Minister of Delhi? What's up the answer? What's up the answer? First 2 answers, organizers are not allowed to participate. Who is the first Chief Minister of Delhi? Yeah, and the next question, who is the first woman Chief Minister of Delhi? First woman Chief Minister. 2 questions.
So Mr. Q has asked us the two questions. The quickest one to send their answer to the WhatsApp number that will be displayed on the big screen will win a cash prize. We have had a few questions being asked already. 2 rounds done with, like I said earlier, out of these 8 contestants that we have had on stage debating on the topic that was given to them. The best 2 will make it to the grand finale and have a one-on-one on a different topic. I would like to request the jury to kindly join us amongst the audience. The tabulation, which is the totaling, and the cumulative topper 1 and topper number 2 will battle it out one more time. Before that happens, a few formalities that need to be done with. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our chief guest for the day, Honorable Mr. Justice Uday Umesh Lalit. A warm welcome to you, sir. Namaskar. We would also like to acknowledge the presence of the very talented, beautiful, and inspiring in many ways, Tiska Chopra. Welcome you as well, ma'am. They'll join us on stage in a bit. But before which, I'd like to request Mr. Kapil Bhatia, Executive Vice President, Federal Bank, to join us on stage and express his thoughts on this occasion. Welcome you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. So I've been told yesterday that I have to represent the bank in this Speak for India event. And yes, I was not prepared for it because I have so many other things on my agenda. But good, after listening to all these participants, I am so much enlightened. And the confidence which they have shown while speaking, I don't have that. At least I don't have that. When I was a kid, when I was a student, when I was in college, I could never speak like this. So kudos to all you guys. And mind you, there are 15,500 students, those who have applied for this. 15,500 in Delhi, across various universities, various colleges. Out of that, 4,000 participated. And finally, these 8 bright kids are here, those who have enlightened us with their thoughts, with their confidence. And though I agree on one piece that they have really depth in what they are thinking and how they are communicating it. I think that is something which is very, very powerful. I'll speak probably a few minutes about the bank. Federal Bank is associated with Speak for India, many other events like this for a very long time. And I'm sure that we are contributing, in fact, towards the growth of the society, towards the growth of our nation, and more importantly, the people that we are serving. So this is something which is very close to our heart, and this is being driven by our board as well as by our MD, Shyam Srinivasan, who is not here today. He would have loved to come because he always loved to be in such, I think, environment and connecting with all the young audience which is being sitting here. Another thing, I would say that debating is a skill, isn't it? Not everybody can debate. And most important thing is that you don't only have to speak, you have to listen carefully. You have to probably listen with open mind. And that's precisely what I've noticed in many of these contestants. They were listening but the other participants debating. And then they were questioning them with proper rational relevance that how to counter it. I think this is something which is very, very important. You need to imbibe ideas. I think this is what the theme of this particular 2 topics were. Second thing, if I talk about our bank, the first topic that we debated is about gender equality. You know, in Federal Bank, 42% of our employees are women, female. And many of them are sitting here. Most of my colleagues, those who have come from Delhi region, they can vouch for it. There is an equal pay for equal work. So we can proudly say that. There is no discrimination at all in the bank. So this is something which we take pride in. Last thing from my side, I would like to thank our partner, Times of India, as well as my entire management for being associated with this, and the college and all the students, those who have participated in it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Like I said earlier, we just have 2 podiums on stage now, which means we will very soon know who the top 2 are out of these 8 contestants. Irrespective of the group that they belong to, the 2 contestants who have scored the maximum number of points will make it to the grand finale. We're eager to know who that is, and let me tell you what the winner wins. The winner takes away a trophy, a merit certificate, and rupees 2,50,000 in cash. And the runner-up too gets a trophy, a merit certificate, and rupees 1,50,000 in cash. The 6 finalists who don't make it will also be gifted with a certificate and rupees 35,000 each. This initiative from Federal Bank, that is on the 3rd edition that we are witnessing here at the 2023-2024 edition of the Federal Bank Speak for India, Delhi NCR Region in association with the Times of India and Navbharat Times. And like you all know, this is an attempt to give students an opportunity to voice out their opinions and be better public speakers. And we have eminent guests joining us this wonderful afternoon. A celebrity guest for the day. All of us are very familiar with her face for the roles that she's portrayed and for her contributions not just to the world of cinema in general but others as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to be joined here by Ms. Tiska Chopra, whose films across genre has always been something that we look forward to. Be it Tare Zameen Par or be it the latest Murder Mubarak, she has showcased her versatility across it all. But a few things about her that probably some of us wouldn't know is that she's also an accomplished author and has penned 2 books. Her latest book, What's Up With Me, addresses a crucial aspect of adolescence by helping preteens navigate through puberty and menstruation, showing her commitment to addressing important issues in society. Her body of work, which spans across various films like we all know, web series, theatre and literature, reflects her dedication to her craft and her determination in trying to create an impact in society with the roles that she portrays. A round of applause please for Tiska Chopra, and can we request you to join us on stage, ma'am, and address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. One more time. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes. Now I feel like I'm in Delhi and at a college event. Ab lag raha hai. First of all, thank you so much, Times of India, Navbharat Times, Federal Bank. Thank you for having me here. बहुत ही एक अजीब सी फीलिंग हो रही थी आज because I won the All India Best Debater for 2 years when I was in school. But nowhere was I close to the level of excellence. My jaw dropped. I was shocked at the quality. A huge round of applause to all the contestants. You all were fabulous, fabulous. Further round of applause for the topics. I mean, both sides had such merit. I was myself thinking, ke, हाँ ये भी सही है, ये भी सही है. So, you know, it is extremely confusing. So, my 2 penny worth of opinion on both the topics. So, first of all, pay parity. Equal work, equal money for equal work is, I think, extremely important because we're given equal opportunities. As girls, हमें कहाँ मतलब पढ़ाई भी मिलती है, ये भी मिलता है, वो भी मिलता है, पर हाँ, उसके साथ साथ ये भी होता है कि 8 साढ़े 8 बजे तक आ जाना घर. तो अगर वो एक्स्ट्रा क्लास है, अगर वो एक्स्ट्रा चीज़ है, तो सोसाइटी को थोड़ा सा शेप करना ज़रूरी है to the point where women get equal opportunity to be able to reach that point where they can get the same opportunity itself. To whether it is to have the resources or the awareness or the physical safety, all of these we together have to work as a society. And then yes, of course, once you are at that point, whatever work you're doing, you must get equal pay for that. I believe that with my whole soul. It doesn't happen in my business. Actors get much more money than actresses, regardless. It is, but we are here, we're trying to change it. More on that later. But, so that's the first topic. The second topic was internet and whether it should be 13 or 18. I have an 11-year-old daughter and it is a battle in my house. It is a war. Because she is getting addicted to the phone. And somewhere I think parents are responsible क्योंकि हम busy हैं, हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो आप go watch something. कुछ कर लो. So I think that is why it's such a brilliant topic क्योंकि पता ही नहीं चलता कौन सी side सही है और कौन सी side गलत है. Because अगर आप, she was asked to bring her tablet to school one day because they had to, you know, and they are given tablets in class, iPads and whatever they're given in class because they have to work off that. To say that we are not in the digital age is like हम लोग फिर वो कूप मंडूब बन रहे हैं, हमें पता नहीं है कि क्या हो रहा है. पर उसको monitor कैसे करें? So these are very, very, very tough and challenging questions. I think proceeding with caution would be the thing. Responsibility on parents, responsibility on governments, blocking certain sites completely, having verifiable ways of making sure that kids are absolutely, you can find a way whether this person is an adult or not. Of course, there'll be some who'll hack, but at least by and large, there will be a way of blocking certain sites. That is my 2 penny worth on that. And a final thought on, they say that the fear of death is number 2 on the list of fears that human beings have. The biggest fear is the fear of public speaking. It is, it's a fact. It's a proven fact, and to the esteemed judges, I have a way to verify that also. I will send you the link where it is a Harvard Medical School study that the biggest fear human beings have is the fear of public speaking. In 2007, when Tare Zameen Par came out, though I was very good at debating in school and college, in school mainly, I had lost the habit of public speaking. And when the film Tare Zameen Par came out in 2007, became a huge success, I was required to speak a lot in public forums because a highly ridiculous incident. I was on a panel somewhere and there was a doctor who was dealing with dyslexia, but they said, ab bataiye. So I was like, ये डॉक्टर है, इन्हें ज़्यादा पता है, मैंने तो सिर्फ एक्टिंग की है भाई, मेरे को नहीं पता है डिस्लेक्सिया के बारे में, इतना इन्हीं से पूछिए. But that is, you know, how it happens. You know, you should not take actors' words very seriously. You should take them with a pinch of salt. They're good at talking because they're required to. But the level and the maturity and the confidence that the contestants displayed today gives me great hope for my country, for the future. Because there's such clarity, there's such purpose, there's such honesty, and they have believed in what they've said. As was pointed out by Sir, they were listening and preparing their next points. That's an outstanding skill, having an open mind, having the willingness to accept and understand. Kamal aap logon ne kiya, and I'm so, so happy. And finally, I think Speak for India is such a vital thing. क्योंकि वैसे तो हम Indians बातें बहुत करते हैं, but India के लिए नहीं करते. I think we need to speak out more. We need to speak on so many things. Our country is progressing rapidly. I don't think we're third world at all. We're a world unto ourselves. We're a brand new world. Everyone is looking at India now. India is truly shining. But in this moment, I think we should also reflect on ourselves and where. And I'm saying this because being a woman, where are we going with women in particular at this forum? That's what I would like to say, that we really need to look at safety of women, education of women, opportunities for women, and look, hearing the contestants today, men and women, I don't think we're going to have a problem in the future. Thank you so much for having me here once again. And I think everyone's waiting for the results. And I wish all of you are winners. And maybe Delhi University se hi hoon. So big love to all the college students here. Woo!
Thank you so much, ma'am. Like she said, the days ahead are brighter. We've come to an age where the men are also supporting women, and collectively, let's all grow. On behalf of Federal Bank, may I have the pleasure of requesting Ms. Alpana Gupta, Vice President, to kindly join us on stage and present Mr. Ska Chopra with the memento as a token of our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude. Thank you so much, Ms. Alpana Gupta. Ma'am, you have a task in hand, which is going to be to announce the name of the two. I'll hold this for you. We will know who the final two are. Please applaud for all the 8 as they join us on stage. 2 out of these will step ahead for the grand finale. All of them have given it their best shot, of course. Some in Hindi, some in English, some being bilingual. But the best of them all will go to the next round, which is the super grand finale.
Are we ready? Are we ready? Or not? Dug, 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 dug. Okay, I'm not going to keep the tension going any longer, or maybe I should. Should I? I don't know. Keep it going a little longer? Yes? No? What? Tell me. Should I keep the excitement going? No. Okay. No. Go for it. Okay. All of you are winners. You already know that. From how many were there? 15,000.
to start with, yes.
15,500 down to 4,000 something, and now down to you 8. So, आप सब के सब बहुत बड़े विजेता हैं. However, the finalists are Priyanshu Raj, and Cheshta Malik.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Applause for the 6 who didn't make it, of course. Please stay on the sides. Tiska ma'am, thank you so much. Pleasure having you here. Thank you. To present the cash check of 35,000 each to the 6 finalists and also their certificate, may I have the pleasure of welcoming on stage Mr. Anand Chok, Senior Vice President, Federal Bank, and Mr. Ajay Iyer, Senior Vice President, Times of India Group. And as they join us on stage, a round of applause for Priya Singh, everyone. Thank you so much. Ojaswi Gupta, congratulations. Shashank Gupta. Pankaj Upadhyay. That's Shashank Gupta on stage. Up next, Pankaj takes center stage. Shashank Gupta, who's just walked down. We have Pankaj. Congratulations. A round of applause can continue because we have our next finalist, Priyadarshini Singh, also joining us. And to another finalist, Somdata Chakrabarti. Congratulations. Thank you, gentlemen. And it's now time for the final battle. 2 finalists, we know who they are, and a topic, a hot topic that will be presented to all of us on stage, and we would have these 2 finalists battling it out sportively with their words and actions, and a jury panel, of course, giving them their marks and the tabulations that will take place. Can I please request our jury to join us on stage, Mr. Chandrabhushan, Mr. Ayush Mohan, and Mrs. Nasira Sharma. As the jury takes their seat, we have had a lot of WhatsApp questions being asked. Simple questions about Delhi or about the country, relevant questions about the country. And the gift vouchers, which is the cash prize, will be handed over to the first person who responds to the various questions that have been asked. It will all be presented towards the end of the afternoon after the grand finale results are announced. So please stay with us and stay on your toes to answer the questions as and when Q poses them at you. The mark sheets being presented. Q, do we start?
Yeah, we start. Sorry. We start, but I guess we'll give the contestants 2 minutes of breathing time because they've just taken the lots on which side they're going to speak. They don't know which side they were going to prepare. So both of them are just refreshing. They've taken the lots. So in that meantime, I'll give you 2 questions. Whose memorial is the Vijay Ghat in Delhi? 2 questions. WhatsApp your answers. WhatsApp your answers over here. The contest is open only to students. We have had responses from senior people. Whose memorial is at the Vijay Ghat in New Delhi? I guess a little bit easier one since you are from Delhi University. In which year was the Delhi University founded? In which year was the Delhi University founded? हाँ सर, आपने तो सब जवाब दे दिया. आपने WhatsApp में अब सारे लोगों को बता दिया. Fastest finger first. Sir has already given me the answer. One more question. In the coming Lok Sabha elections, how many MPs will Delhi elect? How many MPs, Member of Parliament, will Delhi elect? All right. While we get the answers, I'm going to ask the contestants to go on stage. Judges, are we ready? I will start the final show. Yeah, Cheshta. Cheshta. Yes. I know it's a bit hurried, but then you've all been prepping up for it. All the very best to you. Good luck. Yeah? You can take the stage. You're speaking for the motion. And Priyanshu, you're going to be speaking against the motion. All the very best. You both can step up to the sides. We have a small this thing on. I'll just introduce the topic. The topic is very, very clear, very, very much, which involves something which involves Delhi, every Delhiite, every Indian, every person who lives on our globe today, and that's climate change. Climate change. Now, the point is, what we are going to debate is climate change. We're seeing it as a threat to humanity. That's how it's being positioned. So, is it real or is it fake? And that's the question that they're going to debate on. Can we have the video for you just to bring you up to date? We have a small video for you to bring you up to date.
Water crisis in Karnataka is intensifying, and today we've heard the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar calling it the worst drought to have hit the state in over 4 decades.
In fact, the last decade was also the warmest ever in India. As climate patterns change, extreme weather events are being seen around the globe.
Now, even till a few years ago, climate change was happening slowly. The ice caps were slowly going to melt, and somewhere in the decades ahead, our future generations, that's our grandchildren's children, were going to see the impact of it. But climate change is still a story that is somewhat invisible. It's huge, but tough to pin down. It's global, yet it feels like an intangible crisis. It can bring anxiety, but also a sense of inaction. It's been called the greatest threat humanity has ever faced.
Cape Town is running out of water. After 3 years of unprecedented drought, it could be the first major city in the world to go dry. and nearly a dozen more around the world are facing the same risk.
Let me take you through the geographical expanse of these extreme events, starting with India. India just experienced 200 days of heat wave, whereas we had seen only 36 such days. And while we were still dealing with the losses of the heat wave, heavy rainfall and flash floods throughout the country, especially in Odisha, Himachal Pradesh and Assam and Meghalaya, brought in huge loss.
Now, the air quality is only deteriorating further in the national capital, forcing states to implement stricter measures to curb the rise in air pollution. In the last few hours, in fact, several parts of the national capital region clocked AQI numbers above the 300 mark, which is not just hazardous on the AQI meter, but also recommends completely avoiding venturing outdoors.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
So the question we asked today is, climate change, a threat to humanity? Is it real or is it fake? And to debate on that, our two final contestants, Cheshta and Priyanshu, you can take. And judges, are we ready? Yes. So here we go. Your 3 minutes, you're speaking for the motion. Your 3 minutes starts now.
I am Cheshta Malik and I will be speaking for the motion. जोशीमठ डूब रहा है, मलेशिया के कुछ आइलैंड्स डूब चुके हैं और हिमालय के 75% ग्लेशियर्स साल 2100 तक डूबने की कगार पर हैं. And we are arguing whether climate change is a real or a fake threat. सब कुछ आंखों के सामने होते हुए भी हम इसे कैसे अनदेखा कर देंगे? There are three crucial points how climate change is a real threat to humanity. Number one, मस्ती का है सबक बनी ये आज की बारिश दीवानों की. मस्ती का है सबक बनी ये आज की बारिश दीवानों की. उनका हाल तो पूछो जिनकी टपकती है छतें मकानों की. ये शहर के विकास का कर्ज गांव को क्यों चुकाना पड़े? असमय वर्षा ने फिर फसल खराब की किसानों की. Farmers and their agricultural yield is what is affecting the most. World Bank predicts a 2°C increase in the global temperature, and that will affect not just agricultural yield, it will bring it down to 15% and it will cause food shortage. How are we going to argue when we don't have foods on our table? Number two, the social impact. The number of floods, cyclones, earthquakes has ever increased. In March 22, we witnessed a series of heat waves. Animals are dying, plants are getting extinct. And here we are questioning whether this is real or not. That brings me to the last point, that is the economic impact. How do we expect to make up to the fact that there's so much floods happening and that will cause no economic loss? The Asian Development Bank predicts an $80 billion worth of economic damage caused solely by climate change by the year 2030. I would like to end this not with a quote, but with an urge that Greta Thunberg so rightfully put. I want you to act as if your house is on fire, because it is. Thank you.
Priyanshu, your 3 minutes starts now.
सदन को मेरा नमन। बचपन में मुझे दादी माँ कहानी बनाया करती थी। कहा करती थी कि बेटा सो जा वरना भूत आ जाएगा। मैं सोता गया और एक दिन नहीं सोया, भूत तो नहीं आया लेकिन सर दर्द जरूर आ गया। फिर यह कहानी उभरा कि 2014 में क्या तो पृथ्वी ही खत्म हो जाएगी। उस दिन की एक रात मेरे घर के पहले खाना भी नहीं बना। अगले दिन खाना न बनने से भूख बहुत जोर की, लेकिन पृथ्वी समाप्त नहीं हुई। लग रहा है फिर ये कहानी आगे बढ़ा और पिछले साल ही नासा की रिपोर्ट आई और नासा तो ये तक कह डाला कि बिग बैंग थ्योरी ही गलत है। जब आगे बात चल रही है तो मैं अपने वक्तव्य को कह रहा हूं, मैं अपने काबिल वक्ता के पूरे वक्तव्य को सुन रहा था, लेकिन पहेलियां और कविताओं के बीच में इन्होंने कुछ डेटा छोड़ दिया जो मैं कसर पूरी करूंगा। अभी हाल ही में हमारे पास यूएस के सीनेट ने इस मानने से इनकार ही कर दिया कि क्लाइमेट चेंज ऐसी कोई नाम की चीज है। लेकिन मैं मान रहा हूं कि क्लाइमेट क्या होता है, क्लाइमेट चेंज क्या होता है। ये इंटीग्रेशन होता है वेदर का, ये मौसम का इंटीग्रेशन होता है। लेकिन हम आज ग्रीष्म काल में हैं। इससे पहले हिमकाल भी हुआ करता था और एक मूवी बनी थी आइसबर्ग। ग्रीष्म काल में यह कहा जाता है और यह मानना भी सिद्ध है कि कहीं ना कहीं सूर्य अपने कक्ष से, अपने अक्ष से और 22 डिग्री पे जो झुका हुआ है वो समय पे बदलते रहता है, जिसके कारण जो आज गर्मी और तापमान बढ़ रही है वो कहीं ना कहीं स्वाभाविक है। मैं फिर से कहूंगा कि प्लैनेट अपने जगह सही है, परेशानी हम खड़े कर रहे हैं। मैं सर की रिपोर्ट पढ़ रहा था, सर ने कहा भारत में प्रदूषण का सबसे बड़ा कारण बायोफ्यूल है, जिसमें इंडस्ट्रियल से वेस्ट और तमाम चीजें हो रही है। हम ही उसका कारण है। प्लैनेट अपने जगह कहीं ना कहीं सही समय से काम कर रहे हैं। मेरे काबिल वक्त जब कहते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं इकोनॉमिक इंपैक्ट पड़ेगा, यही बात तो मैं भी रखने वाला था कि अपनी रियल मुद्दों को हटाकर किस तरह से पुराने समय में डेवलप कंट्री सारी रिसोर्सों और स्रोतों को अपने इस्तेमाल किया और समय आने पर आज जब डेवलपिंग कंट्री उसका इस्तेमाल करना चाह रही हैं तो क्लाइमेट चेंज की दुहाई दे रहे हैं। ये उसी तरह है हाथी के दांत दिखाने के कुछ और खाने के कुछ और। जब अपने वक्तव्य को आगे बढ़ा रहा हूं तो मैं देख रहा हूं कि किस तरह आज नडाल साहब, जो कि अमेरिका में 10 साल से कह रहे थे कि गाड़ियों में सीट बेल्ट बांध कर चलें, सीट बेल्ट बांधने से आपकी कहीं ना कहीं क्षति कम पहुंचती है, लोगों ने इसका विश्वास नहीं किया। 20 साल पहले उन्हें हार्वर्ड में बुलाया गया और कहा गया कि आप जो बोल रहे थे सही थे। भारत का उदाहरण है कि लोग कहते हैं सिगरेट पीने से कहां कैंसर होता है, आज उसी के डिब्बे पे कैंसर दिखाया जा रहा है। समय लगता है हमें समझने में। मैं मान रहा हूं कि किस तरह हमारे काबिल वक्ता चतुराई से क्लाइमेट चेंज की नारा लगा रहे हैं, लेकिन असल मुद्दा देश के और विदेशों के जो इकोनॉमिक प्रोग्रेशन है उसे भटकाना है। इसी के साथ अपने वाणी को विराम दूंगा।
All right, you can start.
I think firstly it was very irresponsible to give vague analogies and jokes on such a serious issue. Apart from that, आपने बोला कि एक यूएस के साइंटिस्ट थे जिन्होंने बोला क्लाइमेट चेंज एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता। एक यूएस साइंटिस्ट और 99% वर्ल्ड के साइंटिस्ट जब बोल रहे हैं कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है तो आपके वो एक यूएस के साइंटिस्ट ज्यादा उनसे बढ़कर हैं। दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी, आप अपनी स्पीच में चालू होगा कि हम क्लाइमेट चेंज कॉज कर रहे हैं। मैंने कब बोला कि हम क्लाइमेट चेंज नहीं कॉज कर रहे? प्लैनेट थोड़ी खुद से क्लाइमेट चेंज कर देगा, हमारे ही एक्शंस है और उसी पे हम एक्ट करने को आपको बोल रही है। आपने प्लैनेट पर ही बात घुमा दी।
प्रियांशु, आपका जवाब।
पहला बात तो मैंने ये नहीं कहा था कि साइंटिस्ट, मैंने सीनेट कहा था यूएस के, तो साइंटिस्ट और सीनेट में डिफरेंस है। दूसरी बात कि साइंटिस्ट की आधी ग्रुप मानती है क्लाइमेट चेंज होता है और आधी ग्रुप नहीं मानने का जो कारण है, जो तर्क दिया जाता है, ये ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ये नेचुरल प्रोसेस है जो कि अर्थ एज ए नेचर हो रहा है। इट्स ए नेचुरल प्रोसेस। मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि अगर साइंटिस्ट की बात इतनी आपको सच लगती है तो 2014 में क्या, 1960 में क्या, जब ग्लेशियर पिघलने वाले थे वो अभी तक क्यों नहीं पिघले हैं और धरती अभी तक खत्म क्यों नहीं?
सर पहली बात तो आपने फैक्ट्स करेक्ट करिए। 50% साइंटिस्ट आपको कहीं भी मिल जाए तो आप मुझे दिखा दीजिएगा। 99% वर्ल्ड के साइंटिस्ट मानते हैं कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है। दूसरी बात, जो वो ग्लेशियर पिघलने की बात हो रही थी और जो आपने ये इंटरग्लेशियल पीरियड की बात करी, हमें सबको पता है कि एक ग्लेशियल पीरियड होता है और एक इंटरग्लेशियल जो आइस एज होती है, लेकिन वो 1 लाख ईयर्स तक होता है। हम अभी सिर्फ 25,000 ईयर्स पर खड़े हैं और जिस हिसाब से हमारी वार्मिंग हो रही है वो 1 लाख पीरियड को हम शॉर्टन कर रहे हैं। और दूसरी बात जो आपने मेरे से पूछा कि क्लाइमेट चेंज ग्लेशियर पीरियड सही होता जा रहा है, धीरे धीरे सब रिकवरी हो रही है, इतने सारे क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल्स आए, इतने सारे पूरे देशों ने इतना कुछ एक्ट करा, उसका कुछ तो इम्पैक्ट दिखेगा, और जब वो इम्पैक्ट दिख रहा है उस पर ही क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं।
मैम ने कहा कि आप बोल रहे हैं फेक है। मैम को लगता है कि फेक का मतलब मैं डिनाई कर रहा हूँ क्लाइमेट चेंज नहीं हो रहा है। मैं डिनाई नहीं कर रहा हूँ। फेक का मतलब है कि जो नेचुरल प्रोसेस है उसको आप कहीं ना कहीं डिनाई करके उसको बहुत बड़ी त्रासदी बना रहे हैं। इट्स ए नेचुरल प्रोसेस, दैट्स वाई मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ये फेक है और इसलिए मैं विपक्ष में खड़ा हूँ।
सर आप मेरी बात समझ नहीं पा रहे। मैं ये नहीं बोल रही कि फैक्ट नहीं है। जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि टेम्परेचर राइज करना चाहिए, लेकिन वो बियॉन्ड अ सर्टेन लिमिट हो रहा है। हम सब मानते हैं कि गर्मी में गर्मी होगी, सर्दी में सर्दी होगी, लेकिन अगर गर्मी ज्यादा हो, सर्दी ज्यादा हो, उसे क्लाइमेट चेंज बोल रहे हैं।
इनको एक और मैं डेटा दे रहा हूं कि रिपोर्ट आई थी कि 1.2 पिछले 70 सालों में इतना ही तापमान बढ़ रहा है। और ये अगर ये कहीं ना कहीं क्लाइमेट चेंज रियल दिख रहा है तो इनको समझने की जरूरत है कि ये नेचुरल प्रोसेस अगर 70 साल 35 साल में कहीं ना कहीं टेम्परेचर की ऊपर और नीचे हो रही है तो ये नेचुरल प्रोसेस है। और मेरा दूसरा सवाल ये है कि आपने कहा अपने वक्तव्य में कि कहीं ना कहीं इससे बहुत ज्यादा त्रासदी आ रही है, ओशन की इशू आ रही है। आप हमें ये बताएं कि साइंटिस्ट जब कह रहे हैं कि क्लाइमेट से इतना बड़ा कंसर्न है तो इसकी डेटा कहाँ है जहां पर ये बात साबित हो सके कि ये जो चीज हो रही है वो कंसर्निंग इतनी ज्यादा है कि जो रियल एजेंडा है वो छुपा हुआ है।
सर आप जितनी भी यूएन की रिपोर्ट्स देख लीजिए, यूएन फ्रेमवर्क फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज बना हुआ है, यूएन कन्वेंशंस करता है, हर साल कोई ना कोई देश क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन सबकी रिपोर्ट्स बना रहा है। आप गूगल पे सर्च करें, आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा।
तो मैं गूगल पे सर्च किया, मुझे ऑस्ट्रेलिया मिला। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में कहा गया था कि ओजोन की इशू आई, आज तक नहीं आई। ऑस्ट्रेलिया अच्छे से मैच भी खेल रहा है और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लोग अच्छे से मिल ही रहे हैं, लेकिन थैंक यू।
All right, you both, since there are only two of you, you both are crossing each other quite well, but we are running short on time, so we will wind up with 1 minute summation time.
ओके, आई थिंक दैट हम अगर ये बोल रहे हैं कि हमें नहीं दिख रहा है कुछ, ये नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, तो जैसे हमारे मॉनसून्स अनप्रेडिक्टेबल होते जा रहे हैं, जैसे हमारी फसलें खराब होती जा रही हैं, जैसे एनिमल्स एक्सटिंक्ट होते जा रहे हैं, हम सब के इनकी तरफ ब्लाइंड आई रख सकते हैं और ये बोल सकते हैं कि ये तो नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, ये तो होना ही है, साइंटिस्ट को पहले क्यों नहीं समझ आया। ये बोलना हमारे पार्ट पे बहुत इररिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शो करता है। हमें ये देखना पड़ेगा कि हम कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एमिशंस बढ़ा रहे हैं, हम अपना पॉल्यूशन बढ़ा रहे हैं। जो दिल्ली में स्मॉग हो रहा है वो नेचुरल प्रोसेस की कैटेगरी में नहीं आप डाल सकते। जो स्मॉग हो रहा है, जो हिमालय के अंदर ग्लेशियर्स मेल्ट हो रहे हैं, आप इसे जोक से, कोई सिगरेट की एनालॉजी से इसे सब्ट्रैक्ट नहीं कर सकते। आपको इसे एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा, ये हमारे फेस पे खड़ा है एंड हमें इसे कॉम्बैट करना ही पड़ेगा। थैंक यू।
क्लाइमेट चेंज जब रियल और फेक की हम बात कर रहे हैं तो फेक का मतलब मैं ये कहीं नहीं कथन कर रहा हूं कि मौसम नहीं बदल रहा है। मैं फेक इसलिए बोल रहा हूं कि इसके रियल मुद्दों को छुपाकर इसके बारे में बात किया जा रहा है जो कि ये पृथ्वी की नेचुरल चीजें हैं। जब हर 45 साल में पृथ्वी अपनी क्षण और अक्ष बदलती है तो बदलाव देखने को मिलता है। जिस तरह ग्रीष्मकाल हो, शीतकाल हो, वो इसी का नेचुरल प्रोसेस है। दूसरी बात कि जब बार बार मेरे से कहा जा रहा है कि आप फेक इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि आप डिनाई नहीं कर रहे हैं, मैं डिनाइल नहीं कर रहा हूं, एक्सेप्टेंस के साथ अवेयरनेस भी बता रहा हूं कि असल मुद्दा ये नहीं है, असल मुद्दा कुछ और है। डेवलप कंट्री की वजह से ये मुद्दा बना यूएन में। असल मुद्दा को हमें देखना होगा और रियल चीजों को पहचानना होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
All right. So they both have judges. They have summed up their arguments.
I think it's brilliant, and we have no comments. If there is any comment from anyone else,
no.
Congratulations.
All right.
To both
Congratulations
of
to
you.
both of you. Contestant, audience, please give them a big round of applause. They've done well. One of them will be crowned the champion today. You can join us down over here. I hand over stage to Madhu. No, I'll come. I'll handle it. Wapas aao.
Could we have the two finalists joining us on stage?
While you're marking. You've done that? Sign. Yeah, Priyanshu, come back. Thank you. while the judges are doing something, just to show how good these debaters are. Yeah, just to show how good these debaters are. We're going to do something which these guys are not aware of. We have not briefed them. I'm going to brief them right now. Now you're going to go for the motion. You're going to go against the motion. Your time starts now. 2 minutes. Hey, this is show time. Show time. Yeah, चालू कीजिए. 2 minutes.
सांच को आज की जरूरत नहीं होती, जब गंगा गंदी पड़ी है, हिमालय के पर्वत हर दिन पिघल रहे हैं, तो सांच को आज की क्या ही जरूरत. जब अपने वक्तव्य को देख रहा हूं, तो आज से 10 साल पहले ये बाल छात्र बैंगलोर गया था. बहुत ठंड पड़ रही थी. आज भी गया, 32 डिग्री टेम्परेचर थी. समझ में आ रहा है क्लाइमेट तो चेंज हो ही रहा है. फिर आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ तो रांची गया. रांची में कभी भी बरसात तो कभी भी धूप हो रहा था. आज बरसात तो छोड़िए, बादल भी नसीब नहीं हो रहा है. क्लाइमेट चेंज तो हो ही रहा है. जब आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ तो मैं इस बात को देख पा रहा हूँ कि जब देश में G20 वर्ल्ड इन्वायरमेंट डे, जहां का पूरा थीम सस्टेनेबिलिटी इन्वायरमेंट, नो प्लास्टिक, जीरो प्लास्टिक देख रहा हूं, और अपने प्रधानमंत्री को प्रचार कर रहा हूं कि स्वच्छ भारत, हरी भारत, स्वस्थ भारत, तो क्लाइमेट चेंज तो हो ही रहा है. जब आगे बढ़ रहा हूं तो मैं यूएस की रिपोर्ट को खंगाल रहा था, और वहां के 96% साइंटिस्टों ने कहा कि क्लाइमेट चेंज सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा है, और मात्र 4% ये बात को कहते रह गए कि यह मुद्दा नहीं है. जब मैं सर की रिपोर्ट को पढ़ रहा था तो सर ने 10 बार इश्तिहार में लिखा कि क्लाइमेट चेंज बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, और सर इसके लिए भी काम कर रहे हैं. इसी के साथ मैं अपने वाणी को विराम दूंगा. जय हिंद.
1990s में आई बीबीसी रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग 20 साल में ओजोन लेयर खत्म हो जाएगी, और 2023 में आई बीबीसी रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग 40 साल में ओजोन लेयर वापस प्रकट हो जाएगी. अब इस बात से आप ये अनुमान तो लगा सकते हैं कि जो भी हो, बीबीसी का डेटा तो करेक्ट नहीं है. अब हमें ये बताया जा रहा है कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है, धरती खत्म होने वाली है, लेकिन ये धरती तो खत्म ही नहीं हो रही. ठीक है, अब पहली बात तो ये हमारा रियल थ्रेट नहीं है. चाइना जैसे देश जो यूएन फ्रेमवर्क फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज में बैठे हैं और 30% क्लाइमेट चेंज कॉज कर रहे हैं, रियल थ्रेट क्लाइमेट चेंज नहीं, रियल थ्रेट हमें ये देश है. पहले तो हमारे लिए सबसे अच्छा सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी प्रोडक्शन हमारे फॉसिल फ्यूल्स होती थी. बहुत एफिशिएंट है, बहुत एनर्जी देती है, इकोनॉमिकली वायबल है, बहुत पैसा बनाया गया. अब जब वो खत्म होने लगी तो वो बहुत एनवायरमेंटली अनसस्टेनेबल है, वो इको फ्रेंडली बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. जल्द से जल्द ईवीज को बनाना चालू करो. क्यों? क्योंकि कुछ कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस की जेब में पैसा ही नहीं जा पा रहा था, और अब ईवीज सबसे अच्छा सोर्स ऑफ बिजनेस है. अब मुझे समझाइए कि ये कैसा कोइंसिडेंस है कि जैसे हमें पता चला कि ये इकोनॉमिकली वायबल नहीं है, उसी टाइम फॉसिल फ्यूल खत्म होनी शुरू हो गई. मेरे वर्दी ओपोनेंट कह रहे हैं कि बारिश आ रही है, ये आ रहा है. आप अगर साइंस के बेसिक्स को समझे कि बीच में एक आइस एज और एक वार्म पीरियड आता है, और अब हम इसे वार्म पीरियड का पार्ट है. जैसे हम इसे एक्सेप्ट करते जाएंगे, हम इसको एक कॉर्पोरेट एजेंडा या एक इंटरनेशनल गवर्नमेंट्स का एजेंडा बनाने से बेटर हम इसे समझ पाएंगे, और जो हमें छोटी सी पिक्चर दिखा दी जा रही है उसके बियॉन्ड भी देख पाएंगे. थैंक यू.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is show time. This is the reason why these two students have reached till here. One of them is going to be crowned the champion today. You can come down and join us in the audience. And Madhu, over to you. Judges, you can come down. Oh no, one second, sir. Judges.
Yeah.
Please sit.
They always say there's one thing with debate. You can't really choose what side you want to be at, right? You couldn't personally be agreeing with a particular topic, but if you have to go for it, you'll have to go for it. If you have to go, you have to go against. But today we had an opportunity here for both the finalists to present their views from both sides of the coin. And having said that, our jury members, of course, have had a tough task in hand to evaluate these 8 contestants. And now, the best of them who battle it out in the climate change round, that is the top 2 finalists. We'd like to acknowledge the efforts of our esteemed jury panel for their presence and contribution in ensuring this has been a grand success so far. Can I please request Mr. Sudhir Mishra, resident editor, Delhi edition of the Navbharat Times, to kindly join us on stage to present mementos to our jury. Welcome you, sir. Can I please request Mr. Chandra Bhushan, sir, to kindly come forward and receive the memento? All right. They say ladies first. Mrs. Nasira Sharma, ma'am, can you please join us center stage? A round of applause, please. Mr. Chandrabhushan, thank you so much, sir. Mr. Ayush Mohan. Thank you. May I now please request our jury to kindly join us amongst the audience. We would have a crew helping, ma'am. Thank you, sir, again. Like you all know, we are here at one of the most buzzing campuses of Delhi, and we would now like to acknowledge our sincere thanks to the host college, Mata Sundari College for Women, and for the great-hearted support as well from our principal, Dr. Harpreet Kaur, the teachers and the students. Can we please request Dr. Harpreet Kaur to kindly join us on stage, ma'am, and address the gathering and speak a few quick words?
As host institution, Mata Sundari College for Women, I extend a very, very warm welcome to you all. Just as you, Lalaji, sitting in front of us, NBT, Navbharat Times, Times of India, which is a popular choice amongst the youth, I believe, and all those who are here, and also the Federal Bank. I really thank you for choosing this platform at Mata Sundari College, and just I'll brief you in very short about who Mata Sundari was, because without that, you know, this women empowerment is incomplete for me. Mata Sundari was the wife of 10th Guru. Before that, we have lineage of Gurus, but she is the first leader of the 6 of the Khalsas, and she lived here. So, and at this very place. So this is not only just a, you know, it's a kind of academic temple for us, but also a spiritual temple for us, where the lady or the yesteryears lived and put up for a very brave front against the Mughals, and the Mughals are living very close in the Red Fort. So it is really a marvel how a lady with an opposite current of thought could have lived here so close by, and that means, and also of the opposing, you know, kind of a opposition, putting up a brave opposition against them. So this is a marvel. So this is a holy place for us. And our aim at Mata Sundari College is that we want to create that women-led leadership, and that is what G20 and, you know, our Prime Minister has really talked about. And that women-led leadership fascinates us. So we want to create, you know, women leaders, and also make this place as hub of Indian knowledge system. So that is our aim at Mata Sundari College. And I really thank you that you have given such an exposure to our students also. And I'm sure that all the contestants have done quite a lot of preparations, and the audience have learned quite a lot from them. So it is a kind of a debate which I was seeing. It is really, really very, and a lot of enthusiasm is there. And I thank all who are here that you have chosen Mata Sundari College for this platform. So I thank you very much, and thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Please do stay back for a minute on stage, as we are joined by Mr. Anup T, Vice President, Federal Bank, to present a memento. Thank you so much, ma'am. A round of applause to yourselves, everybody here at the Mata Sundari College. Thank you. Thank you. And at this juncture, we would like to welcome welcome our chief guest on stage. Like we told you all a little earlier, he's been here. He's closely watched the debates and how the contestants have been very, very sportive. Starting his career in the High Court of Bombay by 1986, he started appearing in the High Court of Delhi and then was designated as a senior advocate by the Supreme Court in 2004. He has appeared as an amicus curiae in many matters and also been appointed as a special public prosecutor for the CBI to conduct the trial in all 2G scams and the cases that followed in the Supreme Court. He's also a member of the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee for 2 terms and was also appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of India on the 13th of August 2014, moving on to become the Chief Justice of India on the 27th of August 2022. Retiring on the 8th November 2022, he is a role model and inspiration for not just lawyers and people who look up to legal systems in the country, but everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as we welcome on stage our chief guest for the day, Honorable Mr. Justice Uday Umesh Lalit.
Good afternoon, everyone. I must first of all congratulate the organizers for organizing such a beautiful event. So thanks Federal Bank, thanks Navbharat Times, thanks Times of India Group, and above all, thanks Mata Sundari College. See, I never knew that Mata Sundari actually resided at this very place. Today we speak of women empowerment, and I must tell you 2 very beautiful fact situations which I have seen. I had gone to Jodhpur, National Judicial Academy there, to preside over the function when new batch of judicial magistrates were inducted into the service. 190 persons had qualified, they had undergone training, and that entire batch was inducted into the service. Out of 190, 129 were girls. I have never seen such kind of enthusiasm, participation, success, and at the same time, perseverance from girls. Because of Supreme Court's directions, National Defense Academy opened its doors to women last year. Otherwise, women were never allowed to be part of what is called fighting corps or the combatant forces. And I was told that first 10 positions, merit-wise, 8 were girls. So that's the kind of women empowerment that we now are witnessing. It's not just a lip service. It is actually there in reality for everyone to see, to acknowledge, to feel, to experience. Very well, that's about Mata Sundari College. I have spent something like 41 years in the field of law. 32 years as a lawyer, 8 years, 4 months as a judge, and last about 2 years as a professor where I keep visiting many law schools to give lectures there. I have seen many court battles. I have seen propositions which are placed by learned counsel in court, how they are countered. But the talent that I saw today is no less than what I normally see in courts. And that's a articulating a particular point, to be backed by certain facts in support of that point, and final part is the presentation. And on all three fronts, it was very difficult for me to pick up who is the best amongst the lot. So the contest was such close contest, it was neck and neck. Whatever the jury decide ultimately, that's a difficult and a different idea, but to my mind, there was very little to choose between them. They were almost equal at every front. You know, as a child I was told, there is a very beautiful Sanskrit Subhashit which says, Shateshu jayate shuraha, sahastreshu cha panditaha. That means in every 100 persons there is one brave man. In every 1,000 there is a pandit. And the next line is, Vakta dasha sahastreshu, data bhavati vanava. An orator is actually found in every 10,000. So that's the degree that becomes the rarity. If 15,000 persons had participated in this event, multiplied by 10,000, you mean to say that that's the kind of talent that we have in this country, in this region, and that is something which is commendable. You know, 34% of our population is actually the young generation, which is below 30. If you compare our country with some of the advanced countries, even including Switzerland, Germany, and other places, there the average age of every citizen is well past 60, 65 years. So these are old nations. They don't have the kind of youth, the kind of power of young generation which our country is definitely fortunate to have. And if this is the talent, then I am so happy that, you know, my country is definitely going to prosper in years to come, and the future of my country is well secure. I've also seen many CSR initiatives, corporate social responsibility. I was told that this is part of Federal Bank's corporate social responsibility, kind of, you know, this is how you give back to the society. I've seen many corporate entities setting up hospitals, setting up schools, setting up infrastructure. That is equally important for any developing nation. No doubt about it that we must require hospitals, we must require schools. But I'd never thought that any CSR initiative can be in the region or in a compartment where you are trying to nurture good talent. And that is something, if Federal Bank is doing that, that's essentially a wonderful idea. And this is how you encourage talent. This is how you build human resources. Rather than physical infrastructure, of course that is required, no doubt about it, but at the same time, to put emphasis on developing human potential, to nurture that, to sharpen that, to crystallize into a shining example for rest of the society, that's a commendable job which Federal Bank is doing. I must also tell you, we lawyers associate Federal Bank with a particular decision which was rendered by a bench of Supreme Court. There was a dispute between an employee of Federal Bank and the Federal Bank on one side and the employee on the other. And the man had chosen to file a writ petition in the High Court, which was rejected by the High Court, saying that in such matters where the employer-employee relationship, writ petition may not be maintainable. So that has become a locus classicus for all the lawyers. We associate Federal Bank with that decision about maintainability of a writ petition. But from today onwards, I'll associate Federal Bank with one facet, and that is good talent searchers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, sir. On behalf of Federal Bank, may I have the pleasure of requesting Mr. Kapil Bhatia, Executive Vice President, Federal Bank, to kindly join us on stage to present Honorable Mr. Justice Uday Umesh Lalit with a memento as a token of our heartfelt appreciation. And as the gentlemen stay back for the announcement of the results, we will have Honorable Sir making the announcement of the winners. But I would like to request our other dignitaries as well to join us on stage. Mr. Ajay Iyer, Senior Vice President, Times of India Group. Mr. Sudhir Mishra, Resident Editor, Navbharat Times. Mr. Kapil Bhatia, who is already here on stage with us. Mr. Anand Chuk, Senior Vice President, Federal Bank. Mr. Sashidharan CM, Vice President and Zonal Head, Delhi, Federal Bank. Also our jury, Mr. Chandrabhushan, Mr. Ayush Mohan and Mrs. Nasera Sharma. Can we have you all on stage, please? Yes, we also have Dr. Kaur, who's here with us. We thought she had left due to her prior commitments. Ma'am, we can, if you can please join us on stage. Check.
Well, everybody has been waiting for this moment, the moment of final truth, that is, who's the winner? I can actually share the same thought which Ms. Chopra mentioned. Everybody who participates is a winner. Everybody who reaches this level is a winner. See, one who pips the others at the post may be slightly fortunate than the others, but that doesn't mean the efforts put in by the others are in a way lesser than what the efforts the person had put in. So it's the choice of the jury, if I may mention, its winner is Cheshta Malik.
Congratulations, Cheshta wins it. May I please request Justice Sir to present her with the trophy. Mr. Kapil Bhatia will present the cash prize of rupees 2.5 lakhs and Mr. Ajay Iyer will present the certificate. Please remember, we also have a cash prize of 500 each to the right person who sent the message on WhatsApp to the quiz as well. But for now, yes, we have the winner here with us, 2.5 lakhs in cash, the certificate and also the trophy. Can we now request the runner-up to join us on stage? Please, a round of applause. He will receive the trophy from Honorable Justice Sir. Mr. Anand Chuk, Senior Vice President, Federal Bank, will hand over the cash prize. Mr. Sudhir Mishra, Resident Editor, Navbharat Times, to hand over the certificate. And as our dignitaries are already standing, can I please request everybody to kindly rise for the national anthem? Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you so much, everyone. We would have a few photographs being clicked on stage of the dignitaries and the other 6 finalists also joining us with the certificate. Can we have all the 6 finalists? Just the certificate, not the check, just the certificate. To students who are exiting, there are snack boxes placed outside the auditorium. Please do accept them from our side. Snack them on. Thank you so much for being here, for making this edition of the Federal Bank Speak for India, Delhi NCR and a success. 3rd one done. We'll see you again the next year too. Yeah, we have the answers of the quiz, of course, that await us. Special mention to the professors and the crew here at the Mata Sundari College who have helped us in smooth coordination of this event. Professor Indu Kumari, Professor Garima Kumar, Dr. Usman Nadeem, Ms. Divya Sharma, Dr. Manisha Batra and Dr. Kalpana Sharma. Thank you so much to all these lovely people. Thank you so much, Principal Ma'am. Let me repeat. We have the cash prize of ₹500 each to the right answer. The first right answer giver to the questions that were asked. You've sent in your answers on WhatsApp. The list is ready. We'll know who the winners are in about 2 minutes, until which, of course, we'll have photographs being clicked of the winners with our guests. To everybody again, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you again. Keep smiling.